Oh my God, we are going to have so much fun tonight. We are going to have so much fun tonight. You have no idea. You have no idea. I think it's the first time I've ever been on time. It feels weird. It feels like a letdown. It feels like this is what I've been missing out my whole life. Like this is what it's like to be on time. Um, oh, this is gonna be a good night. I got a feeling it's gonna be a good night. Um, Here we go, guys. Oh my God, I'm gonna love this. This is almost therapy for me. All right, we're going to go live right now. Here we go. Wait. 3, 2, 1. Copyright strike if I'm able to sing along with this. No one told you life was gonna be this way. The job's a joke, you broke, your love life's the old way. It's like you're always stuck in second gear. When it hasn't been your day, or maybe your month, or even your year. But I'll be there for you when the rain starts to fall. I'll be there for you. Job's a joke, you broke, your love life's the old way. It's like you're always stuck in second gear. When it hasn't been your day, or maybe your month, or even your year. But I'll be there for you when the rain starts to fall. I'll be there for you like I've been there before. I'll be there for you. So therefore oh my, not only is it gonna be fun, but I have a thing. I have a soundboard. So at any time tonight, we're gonna cut to any song you request. Any song you request, and I will turn it into an Epstein song. Someone just said good morning, Sunday morning. I apologize. It is not Sunday morning, but we have to give out to Nancy Pelosi.
Out of your quiver, you're not ruling anything out.
Good morning, Sunday morning. We have a responsibility. We take an oath to protect and defend the Constitution of the United States. Good morning, Sunday morning. We have a responsibility. We take.
Yeah. All right. Well, so we're gonna start out tonight with a couple of pieces of information. I know, guys. You know what I think people get upset about is that they they thought I was like right wing and then left wing, and then what they don't realize is that there's no wing. So it's like, I'm not gonna watch you ever again. I'm gonna unfollow you because you didn't know who Charlie Kirk was. Guys, it doesn't matter. Like, follow me. I'm not making money. You follow me or you don't follow me. It doesn't really matter. But I would like to share a couple things today with you. Of course, I'm obsessed about the Charlie Kirk thing. That's duh. And we're going to cover that. And we're going to cover a couple of very, very funny moments, which, if we can't make fun of this reality, I don't know what we're doing here. Can you play Moon Gazer? I know it's fun. I mean, if this isn't the time to make fun of this reality, I don't know what is. So I'm going to start out because I have a lot of late night people who are just showing up, and I don't. Can I play Moon Gazer? I don't know what that even means. I don't know what that means. It's a little good. All right. Anyway, um, we know that some files were released. We're not going to make the whole night about this at all, but I just started to go viral. It's so funny. It just went up to like 300 people, and I think um, let's just say the AI has a way of once you reach a certain amount, it's it has a way of just tracking that and then saying, "Uh-oh, oh, that's right, we forgot to block this woman." It's okay. Hey, hello, hello. Oh, it's a song. I don't know, Moon Gazer. Like I'm into like the 70s and 80s. I can't just go. I mean, I can obviously, but for the next 5 minutes, we are going to play a portion of the podcast that I was interviewed on today. You might learn something, you might not, but it's called Veritas. I was very proud to be a part of this, and yep, you might learn a little, you might not, but I don't know what else you guys have to do on a Friday night. But here we go.
The answers you were never given. The place to see the truth. Welcome to Veritas.
Tonight on Veritas, our special guest is Rachel Rienstra. You know her from television, a seasoned host and performer with 4 Daytime Emmy nominations for the Wildlife Docs, and a creator who built Divine Detours in Sedona for real-world connection. That background matters because it shows she understands how media works from the inside, how stories are shaped, and how audiences decide what to trust. But tonight, the focus is why she stepped into the public square to ask harder questions, why she chose to keep speaking when it would have been easier to keep the spotlight without the controversy, and what she has learned about truth in a noisy world. Rachel says the years of COVID policy changed everything, from friendships to bookings to what could be said online. She has spoken about channel removals, suspensions, and coming back to rebuild an audience. Her current platform, Namaste Awake, leans into spirituality, synchronicity, and contested headlines, and it does so with humor and heart. We are here to explore how she decides what deserves attention, how she stress tests a claim before she shares it, how she handles mistakes, and what it costs to keep going when critics are loud and incentives pull in the other direction. We will step into the live wires that define this moment. Digital ID is on that list, not as a sci-fi scare, but as a worry about identity, access, and quiet coercion. We will talk about the way a story can break at midnight and harden into a narrative by morning, about what gets amplified and what gets buried, and about the personal checklist she uses to decide whether to post now or wait for a better picture. We will look at the headlines people whisper about, the gaps that make honest people suspicious, and the difference between healthy skepticism and reckless speculation. Method and courage sit at the center of this conversation. How do you keep a spine when reputations and livelihoods are on the line? How do you hold compassion without losing skepticism? How do you correct in public without losing the will to speak? Rachel has stood on sets, in studios, and now in the open arena of the internet. And that range gives her a perspective on power, narrative, and silence that few people can offer. She still believes truth is not fragile, but people are. And that is why the way we talk matters. 2 hours, no commercials, clear questions, straight answers. Rachel Rienstra is coming up next. Welcome to Veritas. If this is your first time listening, welcome home. To access tonight's full interview and all of our exclusive material, simply join the Veritas Plus family by clicking on the subscribe button at veritas7.com. While you're there, don't forget to visit the Veritas store, featuring a range of great products, including Focus Life Force Energy. Experience the benefits with a 15-day free trial of FLFE, no credit card required. Also, be sure to explore our enhanced Veritas Plus transcripts, offering full transcripts, comprehensive analysis, and exclusive insights for every episode. As a Veritas Plus member, you'll receive a 50% discount on these enhanced transcripts. Want to get in touch? Be a guest on the program? Suggest someone or share feedback? Just click the contact button at veritas7.com. So sit back, relax, and enjoy tonight's program. And directly from Sedona, Arizona, one of my favorite cities in the world, I'd like to welcome Rachel Rienstra. Hello, Rachel, and welcome to Veritas.
Well, hi there. Hi there, Mel. You've been in the same type of truth-telling world that I have been in, and yet we both had so many other careers at the same time. So it's an honor. I've followed you, and a lot of my, let's say, fans have been following you as well. So it's very cool to finally speak.
Well, you're so popular because I've been trying for months, and I know you get thousands of comments and views every time you just issue a TikTok. All of a sudden, we'll talk about it. But
Yeah.
2 days ago, you just made a quick video. In less than an hour, you already had 100,000 views. So I really didn't expect to reach you, but it was one of our members, one of our listeners, who said, "Oh, wait a second, I know her and I know you." So she
Yeah.
was the mediator.
Perfect.
Yeah.
That's great. Well, I'm glad. That's what we need. We need more of, because when we bring us together, and that's not completely normal. It was when China owned TikTok, it was way better, but I would go viral all the time. And then when they made the deal and they switched the hands to the new owners of TikTok, of the nation we're not allowed to name,
Yeah.
no, it barely, I'm telling you, it barely happens. They've taken down at least 3 of my TikTok accounts that really were going viral. And then it's taken me about a year just to build up to 65,000 now. So, but I'm happy when I do see that. We get $1 per 1,000. So yeah.
By the way, you
A
said
little
it.
bit of-
I didn't want to open with this, but I'm glad you did, because a lot of people think, oh, China owns TikTok.
Mhm.
They're going to censor us and this and that, but people are not seeing the real truth here. The country that cannot be mentioned, they
Yes.
want to be able to monopolize speech.
Yeah.
And that was one of the outlets that was out there that still, we still have X. I don't know. We'll discuss Elon Musk as well. But
I don't know
give
how
us
we're
your,
going to get through. There's so many things to talk about. Oh my gosh.
let's start with your background, because,
Yeah.
I love interviewing people like you. People with talent. You're on TV. You were in Hollywood. You're a
Mhm.
comedian. You're a musician. You're a singer. And the arsenal of weapons that you have in order to disseminate truth is just unparalleled. But let's just start with your background.
Well, I grew up in Michigan, and then mom's minister, dad's a doctor. Everyone's either professor, teacher, doctor, or nurse. And then I was like, no, I want to move to LA and do comedy and hosting. So I kind of stuck out as the black sheep or the scapegoat, if you will. And I feel like a lot of people who seek truth and justice and want answers, there's a lot of that in common. We were black sheep to begin with. So we're comfortable with that. But I moved to Chicago, did Second City, then moved to LA, and it took me about 10 years to start to work as a comedian. I do stand-up comedy, and I started doing a million infomercials. You probably saw me like late night and didn't realize. 3 easy payments of $29.99. Call
I think
now.
I bought my Floby through you, I think.
I did a bidet infomercial. I thought when I was auditioning it was for a duvet. And so I get there and I'm like, oh, this should be easy. And then they hand me a roll of toilet paper. And I'm like, wait, what? Oh, this is for a bidet. And I got it. So here I am on national television talking about how to safely clean your behind.
Do you know something before you continue? Just a quick parenthesis. Somebody wrote to me years ago and said, you know what, Mel, the biggest conspiracy is toilet paper. And I laughed at him. I don't laugh at him anymore. Because if you look at every single ingredient of that, formaldehyde and the whole thing, and the increase in colon cancer, in the women's cancer, because you're putting those chemicals down there. So the day, no wonder my family always have the days everywhere.
Yeah. Well, it was a test. The company was out of, again, maybe it was Japan or China, but it was called Toto. The company's called Toto. And they just wanted to see how many people in America really would be up to buy a bidet just by, that. It turns out America's like, no, we're fine. We're fine poisoning ourselves in every orifice.
I know. So the day, so it should be in everybody's home. I mean, in my home, there was one. I never used it growing up thinking this is gross. But, now that I'm older and I realize what's going on here, and in Europe, you hardly have any colon cancer in Europe.
So much truth over all the health stuff has come out via, time that even more time during lockdown than we had to research. But to finish the where I am now, I ended up whenever I had any free time, and I saved up as a waitress, and I was a substitute teacher and a massage therapist and all this stuff. You have a million jobs when you're trying to make it in the business.
Wow.
And I would travel and I'd visit animal sanctuaries because I love animals. And so I had these VHSs of all this travel stuff. And then one day my agent called and he said, "Hey, Reenstra, Discovery's looking for its next, female adventurer. Do you got any videos of you traveling with animals?" I'm like, an arsenal of about 50. I forced people to come over and watch them. And so it was absolutely the stars aligned. Finally, they wanted someone who was funny, adventurous, loved animals, had to prove that. So I got to make my own audition reel, sent that into Discovery, and it wasn't an easy process, but I ended up getting my own series on Animal Planet, where I traveled the world and compared animal and human behavior on a show called Ms. Adventure. So, and I'll have to tell you, Mel, it's very interesting because I was 37 at the time. I knew nothing about like how big this deal was. Okay, they wanted this. This is gonna be the flagship show, and this is right after Steve Irwin died. Right, we were in
Oh,
the
wow.
Great Barrier Reef. Like he was filming a show for his daughter. Anyway, he wasn't good in the water. We were all concerned whenever he went in the water. Great on land, but point is, once he died too, they're like, "Oh, this is going to be even bigger." And they had me in movie theaters, and I mean, it was. I didn't know at the time. I sat down with Discovery, and this is 2007, so it's right at the birth of the internet or Facebook, that kind of stuff, right? I think it was MySpace then, but they literally had 30 people in this corporate room. They hired a trainer, they hired a massage therapist, they all, and I had a handler. I didn't even know what a handler was, but I had one. And they wanted to know, have you had tell us now of your background so we can wipe it clean from the internet. I'm like, dude, I have everything. I got a divorce, but we're still friends. I never took his money. Like, it's all good. And they were like, I could tell their whole face was like, oh, thank God she has nothing on her, which is, so they didn't have anything to clean up about me. But the very first premiere of the series on Discovery called Ms. Adventure, they were going to have Ms. Adventure like dolls and everything. I was introduced to a woman named Allison from Discovery. She was on every single phone call I ever made. She followed me in her car wherever I went, even when I wasn't working. And I wasn't allowed to speak to anybody unless she was on the phone. How do you like that?
Wow. And this is at the beginning.
This is like my first series. And I was annoyed by it. And of course, someone breathing over my neck. And I was probably too vocal. But if someone would have just said, Rachel, she's your handler, this is what what it is, just go with it, I would have. But I was too annoyed by her. And she was annoying. But I just said, no, I'm going to make a phone call to my parents. You're not going to be on the phone. But
When you say she was on the phone, were they tapping your phone or was she close
she
to
let me
you?
know. She let me know. She's like, you have to let me know because this is before iPhones or anything. So she'd have to be. She'd call me and then I would make a phone call, whether it was to my parents. It doesn't matter who. She had to know
Like a two-way
everything.
call?
Yeah, always.
A three-way call. Wow.
Well, yeah. I mean, the two, and then whoever you were talking
Yeah.
to, and she would be silent the whole time, and then report back to Discovery because they knew I was a loose. What do you say? Not loose. Shouldn't end with that. I was a loose bomb or a loose cannon
hmm
because I'm honest, and so they were very nervous about. They loved that about me, but they were also very nervous that I would say the wrong thing, and then so, but I don't know why, but I just was like, wow, now that we're learning about Erica, Kirk, and anybody really, and Kanye, and if the show had gone more than a year, Mel, I think that it, yeah, it wouldn't have, it could have gotten to that next level where, um, they really were handling me in a way, you see Kanye and everyone turns their hair blonde, or Britney Spears shaves her head. And I wasn't near that famous. This is a kid's show. It's called Ms. Adventure. It was a kid's show on Discovery. It wasn't, but to them, they saw it being a franchise and they, I think, needed to know if they could control me. And I think they found it right away. They couldn't. So the show lasted a year. It was on after Meerkat Manor on Saturday mornings on Discovery. But that put me I was on the Macy's Day Parade float with Gloria Estefan,
Wow.
waving at people before the show even aired. And people thought I was her because I knew every word to Come and shake your body, baby, do the conga. No, you can't control yourself any longer. I was waving at people. She was stuck behind a elephant balloon's ass. I mean, it was like she was hidden with a tail. So I just took the glory and waved to people. But it's just knowing that. And then I was, then after that I worked because I was sort of, I had my own series. And so that's why, and then I had a show on HGTV and they flew me to Atlanta for a year and designing stuff, 3 rooms. It's called Design to Sell, 3 rooms for under $10,000 on TV it was. And then I went to, and then I had just do some infomercials for a while. And then I got the 5-year series, Wildlife Docs on HGTV, yeah, which ended in 2019. Yeah, 2019. And that was a show at Busch Gardens, Tampa, and it was about all the veterinarians that take care of the thousands of animals there. So
you were nominated 4 times for an Emmy, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's very hard to say giraffe has a baby, otter gets a root canal, and I didn't win. How's that possible?
What do you think ended that program? Was it an interview that you did?
No, I know what ended that program for 5 years. What was a 5-year contract? We were really lucky to be. I mean, you're lucky to work on any show for 5 years as a TV host. But it was sponsored by SeaWorld, and SeaWorld was bought by, well, at least we can say the name of the country, China. So, yeah, they lost the funding.
Before we started, you told me that story. I did not know this, and I think that I know my audience. I don't think that a lot of people know this.
Well, here's the thing. Why do I know this? Because back to research. My producers were like, we don't know if the show's getting picked up. We don't know. I go, well, why don't we follow the money? No one wanted to do that. Mel, it took like 4 clicks for me to find out who owns SeaWorld. Well, it always goes back to BlackRock, and you just follow the hedge funds, you follow the change and I knew right then who owned it. And I was like, well, you guys know we're not going to get picked up. We're not and they were kind of just hoping. They were in denial, and they weren't about to tell us because the shows were still airing. So they didn't want the production company to maybe go, oh, if you don't pick us up, I don't know all I know is it just took me to follow the money to find out we're not going to get picked up. We just lost our sponsor. It's not that difficult. So I had to break it to the producers that the show wasn't going to be aired anymore. And then we're all going to be without a job.
I'm not surprised about this at all because a lot of people don't know that most movie theaters are owned by China. So they don't need to come here and conquer. They have conquered through culture without firing a single shot.
Well, that's what I used to think until this APEC thing hit the, let's just say the Rachel Rienstra simulation. And I'm like, how in the world? I think one of my TikToks was even like, how did I not know that the nation we're not allowed to talk about is not real? Is like Jimmy Carter was talking about this, and I just went, wow, hold on a second. There's a foreign nation that can buy our government and they don't have to register with FARA. That's FARA. Right. That's foreign agency registered, right? FAR. So if you're anywhere like China probably registered with them. They have to if they spend money in America. But APEC is the only foreign lobby group that does not have to register.
And this is the part that you even mentioned this. All of a sudden you call the anti-S word. And
right. Well, I'm just talking about money and a nation that is like no other nation's allowed to. Like if Australia wanted to, fund a governor or a congressman, they'd have to register with FARA. But why is that? And why do we have the prime minister coming to addressing our Congress and they all go there? 250 of them look like they were at summer camp on their little vacation to that nation to, it's become so, I don't know if it's because of the internet that it's become so obvious. Like, what do you think?
So you weren't taken to the influencer little re-education trip?
I wasn't even offered. I think they know better, but I do know some comedians that have and that did. And it was weird. As one of them, I'm not going to say his name. I don't want to out him, but he went and he said every day. I mean, they flew him first class because he was an influencer a little bit with comedy, and he was supposed to tweet every day something amazing about that nation, and he felt really weird about it. And he said he probably wouldn't have done it again or wouldn't do it again. But that's become, at least in my algorithm, very apparent, who is now in control of what we do and who we get. And everyone thought it was China, but it turns out I'm not really worried about them anymore.
Yeah, I agree.
You know what I mean?
And, years ago when I started questioning this, I said, how is it that 2% of the population of the United States and 0.02%, 0.02 or 0.2% of the world population
Yep.
can have so much influence? And if you look at most CEOs, well, Hollywood, banking, CDC, big pharma, everywhere.
Yeah.
And then you wonder why? Why is that? Why is that? You tell me, why is that, Rachel?
Well, when you look everywhere, you see that there was a time, and it goes far back, even probably before I was born, that there was a deal made. And, I have my theories about it, but I think ultimately, when you are silenced and not allowed to talk about something, whether it's climate change and you want to bring up questions, you're an anti-climate changer. If you bring out questions about something that usually takes 10 years of research to inject your body with, and it's rushed through based off of fear and propaganda and no research, you're called an anti-vaxxer, right? You're shamed and humiliated, and they take advantage of the human emotional, and maybe this is through the algorithm that they've had about us. CDC does not mean Center of Disease Control. It's allegedly Controlled Data Corporation in Atlanta. So they've had this quantum computing, Mel, for a long time. So they can do simulations of what would happen if there was a pandemic and how people would respond. And once they have enough information through all the, CIA funded Facebook, right? So they know how people will respond. And they probably were right.
It was going to be live log.
And it's going to humiliate and shame. And that's it, for a human spirit. We want to feel belonging. Like that is the number one thing people want to feel heard, seen, and they want to feel like they belong to a group. Yep. And if I oust you, Mel, and you are mocked and humiliated by the people in your social structure, because that's the reason a lot of people show off with their watches and their Gucci bags. It's so, look at me, I'm accepted, I'm wealthy, I'm this. But ultimately, they took advantage of that. Well, I never cared about fitting in. My dad told me my whole life, don't care what people think. And I never have. And my agent, of course, said, as long as they're talking about you. And who cares? But the point is, as long as I can stay true to who I am, I can sleep at night. And if you don't like who I am, you might like me tomorrow, you might not, but it's not my business. Do I like myself? Am I staying true to myself? And for me, I'm more apt to be concerned about where I go next when this mortal coil is gone. Am I going to be proud of the life I lived, and was I true and honest and didn't do things to fit in? I never even understood sororities. Like, you're going to beat each other up and mock each other so you can end up just wearing the same freaking sweatshirt? How weird. That's a group. Well, that's fraternities and sororities, where they stemmed from. That's the club. That's just a little kind of microcosm of the macrocosm of the larger picture of the social structure and who's really in charge.
Well, this is probably why I was compelled to reach out, because I can tell when somebody hates the hive mind, and you're one of those. I hate the hive mind ever since I was a youngster. Oh, become part of this club, of this group, of this and that. Like, wait a second, but I have my own thoughts. Critical thinking. Where's that? Or questioning. And I was told not to question. This is what the book says. Don't question it. And I always had a problem with that. And it's not that I'm a renegade, but I want to know. I don't want to believe, I want to know. And I see that with you too.
Yeah, we're curious creatures. And I have been wrong many times, and I'm willing to be wrong again. I just don't think it's wrong, especially if we're living in a country that claims to be free. Why in the world would you shut me down when I just ask a question? I didn't give an answer. I just asked a question. And that question, just like the nuns who shut down anyone questioning religion, it's the same concept, right? It's that the dogmas, the creeds, the paradigms of the world we live in sets you up for programming. And now I just ask people, instead of what school did you go to, I'd say, so what indoctrination camp were you a part of? This is my favorite. What indoctrination camp are you? I mean, really, because ultimately the bell rings, you got to go from this class to this class. don't interrupt, don't get in trouble, don't be sent to the principal's office. And I was always, I mean, the principal and I were almost good friends because I was there all the time.
Oh, me too.
You were? So you
Absolutely.
were a rebel.
Oh, yeah. I went to Catholic church school all my life. And, whenever I question something like, okay, explain this to me. How is it possible? Adam and Eve, and they had 2 sons, 3 sons, but did they have a son with the mother? Or, don't question
Well, yeah,
that.
you keep having kids and you're like, wait a minute, this is not right.
Where's the woman?
Yeah, right.
The only one is Eve.
Right. And those are the questions that you're not, I remember because I went to a Christian school, we were taught what to say to someone that wasn't a believer. We had a list of things and we were tested on that. And I think back on that now and I'm like, wow. And I was sent to the principal's office. My dad told me at 9 years old, I don't remember this, but I guess I wouldn't put my hand over my heart and pledge allegiance to the flag. And they said, Rachel, you need to do that. And I said, I'm not chanting with a bunch of other kids. I'll pledge allegiance to God, not a flag. I'm not doing it. And it's like, oh, my poor parents were like, oh God, what are we in for?
Did you have siblings?
Yeah, I have an older sister. I'm the youngest of 4, so we're all 2 years apart. Older sister, she's an actress in Chicago, and 2 older brothers, and one's in tech, and the other is in ministry and philosophical. But he's brilliant. He's a walking Google. He was Google before Google was Google. But it's very hard to have a conversation with someone that is programmed to debate constantly. You want to seek to understand, not to be right.
I'm looking at this meme here that says you weren't educated, you were programmed. They didn't teach you how to think. They taught you what not to question.
That's right. Yeah, what not to question. And when you break out of the system, for me, it was moving away from Holland, Michigan, where if you didn't get married by 22, and I got married at 24, and my friends were like, wow, we're so glad you waited. Oh my God, you waited. I mean, we were a little worried. We were white, but sure, we were a little worried, but we knew you weren't gay. So we are so glad I'm like, waited 24. I just knew I was supposed to get married. I got married. We moved out to LA and I realized that I wasn't, and neither was he. We were both too young and he did nothing wrong and I did nothing wrong. It was just, we kind of got out of the program simulation of the Midwest and went, what do we really want here? Are we living our truth? I'm not happy. Are you? We got married because we were supposed to. And because we got accepted again, back to that being accepted in society. So when the lockdown happens and you're shamed and you're blamed and you're called, you're going to kill your grandmother because you question something that you don't want to put in your body, which, my father was one of the top surgeons, one of the last general surgeons in the country. And he did not believe in the flu shot. And he got in trouble with the hospital. The hospital outed him. And he said, I don't care what you do. My business is great. I will never get paid because they were paying doctors to give people the flu shot. He goes, I'm not doing it. You can't buy me. I don't believe in it. He said, God made your body to heal on its own, and that's messing with it. And there's always going to be, he told me there's always going to be a different strain a day later. Don't do it. And I didn't. I never have. And the sad part was the programming in the last few years of his life, he took every shot. And he died 2 years later. Yeah. And he
what changed him, though?
Because he retired and he just watched CNN. And it wasn't just CNN. He laid there in bed and just, that's powerful. That stuff that even the music on Fox News or CNN, I don't care what it is very, especially for young children and for older people, their brains start to shrink and they get more, I'm going to say programmed. And I thought he could never get programmed. The man that raised me to never, ever take a vaccine took all of them and died 3 years later. Quickly went downhill.
I realized that when digital TVs came out, something was wrong. They're able to submit, the whole digital age, send more information to hypnotize you after 60 seconds. CNN, Fox News, the rest of them, not to mention direct to consumer marketing for big pharma, only happens here and in New Zealand.
Yep. And that's the thing is that when he was working, he wasn't sitting at home watching TV 24/7, right? And also, very strange to be brought up one way. And then when your dad won't talk to you because you listen to him, you won't get, especially a rushed vaccine. It was a twilight zone for me, Mel. It was a twilight zone. I got ostracized from my family and my friends. And I don't speak to anybody anymore. And they don't speak to me. But I'd like to fix that. But it's you're put into the category of crazy if they can't understand. And I think you've experienced that as well. And thank God for your wife that you have a partner. I have pretty close friends. Some of them fell away after they just absolutely the COVID thing was the trigger that I.
Oh yeah, same thing happened to me. Not because of my wife, because she does not even follow all these subjects. Just she hears from me,
Right.
but because she's married to me, somebody said, "By the way, do you realize that he has a program that talks against all of this stuff?" All of a sudden, the invitations that were
Now
around
she's going to be
stopped.
shamed because of her
Yes,
husband, right?
exactly.
Oh, are you serious? Did they do
Exactly.
that?
Yep. Crazy husband, conspiracy theorist. Hope that he never reproduces again. We don't need people like that living. Shame on you, killing grandma, blah, blah, blah. I wish they would one day apologize
Well,
because we were doing this to save their own lives.
I know. And the thing is, for me, I lived in Sonoma. I mean, I have lived in Sonoma now for 4 years. And this is why I started. I didn't go back to Los Angeles because my agent said, if you won't get the vaccine, you're not going to work again.
Really?
Oh my God. California was the worst, like the worst. And I said, wait a minute, what are you talking about? What business is it of theirs what I do with my body if I show up and I can work? And the pandemic's over. Doesn't matter. It's by principle and people will know. And you've already had that national. I was interviewed right before the vaccine was rolled out by America's Real Voice.
Before you go there, I wanted you to discuss this, and I'm going to include a clip with your permission of that clip. But what happened to My Body, My Choice?
Well, and that's so weird because so many people are about, they're anti-abortion and or they're like My Body, My Choice, which I grew up sort of Democratic, and then I went to the right, and now I'm right in the middle because I realize they're owned by the same people, and they're just wanting us to divide. So I won't take a side, but what I find ironic is it is my body and it is my choice. And the thing is, if you're vaccinated, you should be fine, right? What do you care if I am? It goes beyond common sense, and I think that they knew that the whole time, and no matter what, if our kids look back one day and see the nurses and the doctors doing these dance videos on TikTok, when that was supposed to be the biggest killer disease since, and don't get me started about the polio epidemic, because we both know that that's not what they told us either. But
No.
I'm not saying it didn't exist. There's just more to the story that we won't go into, but it's, you're watching these people dance and you're watching, we now see the videos where they're doing these big press conferences and none of them are wearing masks. And then before the cameras roll, okay, guys, got it? We're rolling. Okay, everybody put your masks on. Everyone put your mask. We've seen that. And yet, no, it's so, because when I've been wrong about things and I'm willing to say, oh, you know what? I was wrong about that. It's not that we need you to say you're wrong. Just we went through so much. I've lost, I lost my entire career. My entire career that I worked 25 years and I had to reinvent myself, ostracized from my family and friends, like not knowing how I was going to make a living. And you can't even go, hey, you know what? Maybe that whole thing was, a little bit like blown out of control. No one. I mean, I asked on one of my live streams, put a 1 in the chat if anyone has ever said, I'm sorry, or now looking back on it, there was maybe one, and the rest was just like, nope, no. And all we were doing was telling you, don't take that road because you're going to be going 70 miles an hour and it doesn't look like there's a cliff. There's a cliff. So just don't take that road. Oh, you rode conspiracy theory. Like, no, I'm just saying I saw what's at the end and you don't want to do it. And then they're mad at us like we did something wrong. And this is the propaganda. This is the power of propaganda. It's the power of hypnosis.
But I was surprised.
Power of television too.
Of course. I was surprised about one of my younger siblings, conspiracy theorists, atheists, questions everything.
Yeah.
But when this came along, he was the first one to roll up his sleeve. No. I got to take this.
That's what confused me.
Yeah.
Even the people that even the people that were like, those are chemtrails, right? Yeah. Okay, all right. Well, so, like 9/11, like there was more that wasn't got box cutters, right? I mean, building 7. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Right. Okay. Those people are like, okay, shoot me. What? And by the way, I grew up in Ethiopia, at least 4 years of my childhood, because my grandpa was a missionary doctor. My My dad was a missionary doctor. So, I mean, when they were trying to find something on me, when the whole, out in the whole chemtrail thing, when I did a video about that, they tried to find something on my family and they just couldn't. They're like, oh shit, our parents are missionary doctors. There's nothing but like they opened hospitals in Ethiopia. There's nothing we got on earth. But it makes it even more surprising because I remember getting vaccinated when I was 7 because we had to go to Africa. And then when I had my series on Discovery, traveling the world, yeah, I didn't think twice about it. And this is what, and Mel, I want to ask you, why don't you think I thought twice about getting vaccinated to go to Africa? I didn't. Although there was one place they said, you want to get a vaccine for that place, or do you want to take hydroxychloroquine?
Mm.
And I said, I'll take the pills. And I didn't. And I was fine. But the point is, I didn't think, I got the vaccines. I got all of them to travel in 2007. Something about this made every cell in me, I call it the belly barometer. It's called, our Candace Owens might say, you don't know, but you know. You don't know, but you know. And that's called your intuition.
Subconsciously,
That. Well, even subconsciously, or, you walk into a room and you see somebody like, oh, that guy, and then to find out the next day he was like a murderer. It's like we do have intuition. We do pick up on things that might not be right. When someone's lying to you. I do. I can feel it in my bones. So why would you, if you traveled at all, have you traveled and taken vaccines and then all of a sudden this one comes up and, the normal thing for someone to say is, well, Mel, when you went to, that foreign country, you took it. What's the difference? What would you say?
Well, the same thing. I don't remember ever traveling to places that required it. The closest one is when I lived in Singapore, and then I wanted to go to China, and they decided, nope, I'm going to go to Hong Kong, but I'm not stepping into China if I'm required a shot. I have always had a problem with that because I had a few things that happened to me when I was younger. Get the mono, the kiss disease and stuff, but it was mixed with something else shortly after I got vaccinated with something, and I never felt comfortable with it.
One of my first childhood memories, they say you don't remember like before 6, and I think they're pretty accurate with that.
Yep.
That's why most religions or cults can say, give me a child until the age of 7 and I'll own the man the rest
That's
of the
right.
Because that's when your brain is forming. And I just remember my mom ironing. We're in the basement. I'm 6 at the time, maybe 5. This is my first memory of my life, by the way. And she said, we have to go to the doctor again to get the shots because we were getting ready to take off and go to Ethiopia. And I would have nightmares as a child about them. I would weep uncontrollably, like weirdly, like I was going to be.
You knew.
As a 5-year-old, I knew. And I just remember even when I had the show and they said, oh, we just need 2 vaccines because we're going to Borneo, third world country, and we're going to Africa. Okay. So one of them, I got the shot. And the other one, I just took the pill, but I didn't like it, but I wasn't the way I was about this one. And about this one was because of the propaganda. Like they were using, and I don't know if you've seen some of my live streams, but there's a clip that, of course, they gave us our channels back about 6 months ago, just silently. And I know you had all of your material taken away without warning. I had, since YouTube started, I had over, and I was trending, I was making money on YouTube. And out of nowhere, they took down our channels, didn't give them back, and I lost footage of my previous dogs, my life, 13 years of my life was gone. And they didn't, and wouldn't tell you why, but it was because we started speaking out. And out of the blue, we all get our channels back. I'm not saying we get the same views, but they gave it back. And why would that be? In every single one of those videos that I did about speaking out, they're there. So now it's not misinformation.
They made enough money, I guess.
Or they don't,
so they don't care anymore until the next pandemic comes along.
Well, Mel, you've seen people make, at least they're in court for millions of dollars for being sued because now it's proven all the side effects and whatnot. So there's companies that are being sued, even though in the 80s they signed, the big pharma signed with Ronald Reagan, I can't remember what it's called, but they signed the act where the pharmaceutical.
No liability.
No liability. And so when people around here in Sedona, now I was here, so I was like, I got to figure out what I'm going to do for work. But people already know what I feel about and that put me in a different category, right? A not accepted category. And so, yeah, I worked for two other companies doing wine tours, and I got fired from both. And one of them was because I get claustrophobic anyway, but I wouldn't cover my mouth. I wouldn't, you know,
Oh, the
metaphorically and
mask.
physically. Yeah. And so I started my own company. And I said, well, forget it. And so
Good
I
for you.
thank COVID for that. And I called it divine detours because this is all a detour for us. We all have divine detours. Your husband gets cancer and dies in a year. I've heard so many stories on my tours of like, boy, if I thought I had it bad. And at this point, I got to watch people wake up in my car. Like I literally got to the first month, it was horrible. Second month, third month, second year, now it's over. No, and people are like, should I wear a mask? Should I not? And they're all looking to each other. Are you? Are you? I'm like, I don't know how you're going to drink wine with a mask on, but do whatever you got to do. Because, I like oxygen. And they're based, and tell you, Mel, they would get in my car triple masked from New York. Those would be the triple mask. California would be the double masked. And then Michigan or Chicago would be regular masks. By the second vineyard, Mel, after a couple glasses of wine, they lost their masks
Really?
and they're drinking out of each other's cup. I'm like, you know how much I wanted to say, I'm sorry, did the virus go away at vineyard number 2? Or did you realize with real eyes that, and the way that ivermectin and the way that all that stuff was demonized.
Yeah.
And my ex-boyfriend is Jimmy Dore, and I love that he was not, I don't love he was vaccine injured. I mean, I love that.
You and Jimmy Dore were together?
He was, after I got married, I don't want to say my rebound, but we had known each other for about 10 years. And yeah, he was my
I did not know that. I love his work.
Yeah. And I know he was always hysterical. And I just remember him having a little bit of a breakdown saying before he became as big as he is now, because all his friends were like the other Jimmys, Jimmy Kimmel, Jimmy Fallon. And he was like, what? I mean, oh my God, what am I going to do with my career? He was midlife crisis he had. And I said, Jimmy, you're really, really funny. Like funniest. And I would write stuff and he would use it on stage. And I'm like, oh, maybe I could do this, But I realized that I said, Jimmy, you're really good, but you're just funny. If you turn your pain to purpose, if something in your life happens where you transmute and alchemize that to purpose, you're going to be unstoppable. Because when you have that righteous indignation about a topic, and then because he really got political before COVID, but if something happened to you or you turn that into a mission, now you got a mission behind your comedy and it's unstoppable. You got the truth, you got the light behind what you're speaking. And he does, and he did.
What I told you at the beginning, the arsenal of weapons you have is unparalleled.
Yeah. And it's funny though, because for me, I look at him like, but it worked out. And Joe Rogan did the same. And you can go through Ian Carroll even was when I was trending like crazy on TikTok when China owned it. And we would message each other like, wow, this is really cool. We're making a living. And I said, you got to get in touch with my ex-boyfriend, Jimmy Dore. I think you should be on his show. Because he was outing the cereal aisle and what companies owned what and everything.
Right.
That's
how he started.
That's how he started. And got them in touch and he was on the show. And and Candace Owens, what's hard for me is I'm going, what is it that I can't even get my Twitter account back? They won't even give me that. Even though Elon Musk started it, I can't get it back. I got it back for a month. And now they say I don't have that email and I'm not who I say I am. I've written the company. I've done everything. And so if you go on Twitter or X, you'll see Rachel Rienstra. I think it has like, I don't know, 2,900. It's the principal. I could start a new one, but no, that's the one. That's me. I don't want to use anyone else's name. The one that uses my name is me, and I can't get back into my account. And what I'm saying is, why are they so afraid of the tour guide in Sedona who doesn't have a TV show anymore? And yet, and Jimmy Dore is not having me on his show. Candace isn't having me on her show. Ian Carroll won't even recognize me now. What's going on?
Really?
Yes.
Now explain that. Well, that's surprising to me.
I can't explain it. I mean, maybe there hasn't been a video that's gone viral enough where they have to go, oh, I know Rachel, because Jimmy was very happy to reach out to me when I was a four-time Emmy-nominated TV host. Congratulations. I love your work. I see you every week on TV. And now, wouldn't you think he'd want me to come on there and talk about what happened to me and how my career was taken away, yet I stood up for the right thing like he did?
Hmm.
Wouldn't that be an interesting topic? I think it would. I mean, he is married and maybe she doesn't like me because she was the girl he was with after me. I don't know, but they've been together forever and that was eternity ago. So, Mel, I don't know. You tell me. And
What do you
I'm
think
not
of the
about it.
concept of controlled opposition? And I'm not accusing anybody, but what
Yeah,
are your
no.
thoughts on that?
Well, the thoughts are because it's personal to me. I don't know if you saw me kind of going off on one of my very loyal followers on my live stream last night. She was like, "Oh, controlled opposition. Candace is controlled opposition," but I would be more apt to buy that if I wasn't called controlled opposition. With the story I told you, I was called controlled opposition because I was on TV and I spoke out, and someone looked up a background report on me that
Now,
said
explain that because you said that behind the scenes.
behind the scenes. Well, in 2017, I was really sick. I went to the doctor. The doctor said, "I can't explain anything other than you probably have chemtrail lung." And my boyfriend looked at me and went, "Oh God, please don't do this." And he goes, "What?" And he goes, "Oh, she's a conspiracy theorist. She's going to want to record you saying that." And he goes, "I don't care. Record me. I've worked for the military. I've been over 100 countries. Whatever. I'll say it." So I recorded him. It went viral on the internet as it would because no doctor ever said anything like that. But he wasn't just talking about the chemtrails in the sky. He was also talking about like chemicals that you breathe, right? Like mold, and it wasn't just all. But I was known as the chem lung girl. And then people looked me up and I was hero for a day. And then all of a sudden, someone looked at my background report. And on there, when I had a TV show on ABC about animals, on my background report, it said I was the head engineer at Lockheed Martin. And so that's the trajectory. And for some reason, YouTube gave him a huge following. I never heard of the guy. But now the world thought I was controlled opposition, making the chemtrail thing look shilly. They called me a shill. I'm a shill. So, I mean, it in a way, it took me down. I was still on TV, but it absolutely devastated me because here I am, probably the only one that didn't sleep with someone to get a job. I got the job on Animal Planet from my love for animals and my ability. And now I speak out and they're throwing me down, negating me because I'm on a national TV show owned by Disney. Now, it was syndicated by SeaWorld. So they're stupid. They didn't know. But so anytime someone calls someone controlled opposition, I say there has to be someone that does believe in truth. And for me, it's Candace right now. Although I have called, the video that's trending right now on my TikTok, which is, by the way, my TikTok is Rachel Rienstra verified. That's rachel.rienstra.verified. And why don't you ask me why I had to say verified?
Why?
They won't verify me.
Huh.
So I had to verify myself.
Even if you paid.
Nope, not on TikTok. And it's like, what else do you have to do? I was on TV for all these years. I believe,
Send your DNA.
which then BlackRock will purchase.
That's
and
right.
then they'll clone me one day. That's fine. But the point is, on that, Rachel Rienstra verified on TikTok, it's trending because I'm even questioning Candace. Now, she's doing what she's doing, and I'm always open to whether or not they're authentic. But my belly barometer with Candace is, I do feel like she loved Charlie, and I know she can't say everything, and I know she's, the thing that gets me is she says, if Erica tells me to stop, I'll stop. And I'm like, but Erica's not even mentioning you. Like, why didn't Erica come on your show to be interviewed? Like, does Erica hate you, or are you both ignoring each other? Because I don't know, maybe she's jealous of your relationship with Charlie. I don't know their relationship. I just know that Candace stopped working at Turning Point for a reason, and Erica started. And but it's weird because if the dude, and we're going to see it tonight, I think it's on tonight, the interview with Erica. I can't remember who's interviewing her, but it's coming up. If the dude does not ask about Candace Owens, like Candace is getting higher numbers, Mel, than CBS, NBC, ABC, and I'm not talking about oh, great, she's got great numbers. No, she's got numbers standing up against a country that we shall not be able to speak of. that kind of owns the system and came out the day Charlie got shot and said they didn't do it.
Too much. They said it too many times.
Protested too much.
Yeah.
Like, could you imagine if any other country was like, "Hey, I didn't do it. I didn't, just want to let you know." Even though in our newspaper it said he was dead before you guys knew, but we didn't do it. Just we didn't do it. Charlie loved me. Charlie loved me. He was coming to hear about it. Then you find out the truth about that. That alone. So let's pretend Candace Owens is controlled opposition. Just what she has shared alone, me watching her, has unveiled the truth about the nation we're not to speak of, more than I ever knew. And that is truth. So, what do you think? I mean, my belly barometer says it pisses me off she's not really addressing the Erica thing. And that's why my video is going viral, because Candace is like, I mean, everyone's asking me to talk about Erica. I'll talk about Erica. Just show me one time Erica lied, because I don't like liars. So I'm like, really? I can just edit that together in about 10 minutes. But
Honestly,
I'll just, remember, I was just like, I'll just do 2.
the first time I ever heard her speak, first of all, I think Charlie posted that video when she came to his office and wanted to get the job, blah, blah, blah. And she was like, "I love you, blah, blah, blah." And she seemed very fake. And I hate to say this.
Oh, you're
but I
seeing,
thought-
you're seeing the, you're saying what we've all watched, I think, by
Yes.
now, is how they were going to do a podcast. And it was like,
Exactly.
she was so nervous to like, she's like, no, I'll give you that. Ready, Mel? I'll see
Yeah.
if I can do that. So I'm going to pretend that the camera is you, okay? That
Okay.
you're physically here, and that you're not married. So don't let your wife get upset.
That's fine.
But okay. So is this, are we, I
Look,
can't,
you have to watch
I
this
can't
on
look at
video,
you.
folks.
I can't.
I
look
know a
at
lot of you listen to the audio, but you have to watch Rachel reenact this.
Yeah. Oh, you guys, if you're just listening to this, sorry. So Erica is looking, and in this podcast that, and they're recording the before the podcast, and it's Charlie's podcast, and Erica's going to be the guest, and she just keeps looking at him with these googly eyes, and I'm just too nervous. I can't even. But the thing is, it's on his side. I felt like it was real. Like I really felt like she was, madly in love with him, like to the point where, like, you just met you're 15 years old and you just met, for me, it was Rick Springfield, because I was obsessed with him. But like, if you met like a star, but they're married, and they talked about this, and they drove to the studio together. And now she's like, oh, I can't even look at him. And this is going to be really hard for me. Why did that come up in my algorithm? Why have I seen, and most of maybe your followers have seen it. Why have we all seen that? Why did I know who Charlie Kirk was before he was killed? What is going on that I watch I watch politics. I'm not on it all day, but like, I know politics. I watch, and I've never heard of this guy. And when I said that, Mel, on my TikTok, I had a bunch of people go, "Oh, I'm gonna unfollow you for never having heard of him." I'm like, go for it. I didn't even know you were following me. Like, that doesn't actually hurt when you say that. What is that about? Did you know who he was? Did you have a really good idea of who he was?
No, in fact, I made a comment to somebody saying it feels a little bit Obama-ish. You know how we didn't know that much about Obama before?
Right?
He became a senator. Same
Right.
thing with Charlie. I mean, yeah, I watch a lot of the interactions that he had in college campuses and so on.
Yeah.
But before that, not really. It's almost like he was placed there. And I hate to say this, but we only think of arranged marriages happening in India or
Yeah.
here in the United States with Indian, culture. But to me, when you look at that, she was in one of those Bachelor TV
Oh my
shows.
gosh, I was obsessed with The Bachelor. So, but she was in one of the reality shows where, and I'm not going to blame her for that. Again, she was in the pageant. She was never a pageant woman.
Miss Arizona.
Yeah, weirdly enough, we live in Arizona, but
Well, who owned the pageant?
Donald Trump.
Yep. Okay, so fast forward, and then she goes to Romania. And if you look at that area of what happened in Romania, and you start looking at the connections she has, and then all of a sudden they're introduced. They went to Israel. I said the word. Sorry, I have to edit that.
Oh yeah, careful.
So she went there.
I'm on a podcast where they call it IHOP.
IHOP. Okay,
Yeah,
so she
International House of
hopped in a plane and went to the I country,
To the
and
IHOP.
they went
Yep.
there. They that's how they got their relationship secured.
Yep.
All of a
Yes,
sudden,
they were.
he started questioning a lot of the influx. He was doing an audit, the influx of multi-million dollars. And I think this might be one of the reasons why he was soft, because he was questioning things. And he did not like the fact that he was being coerced to
Right.
say it like this or else. And then, the whole Hamptons situation, right?
Oh yeah, I mean, this is I would have to say if I had kept going with my show on Discovery and they were making misadventure dolls and all this, I know, my handler would, she would be 6 months into the show, they flew me out to Maryland. It's just Discovery. Bethesda, Maryland is where the head of Discovery was. And they acted like, we just want to thank you. The show's doing really well. But it was now, believe me, I'm not comparing like the kind of intervention that he probably had because there was way bigger donors. But they wanted to make sure all the money that was funded in this show was going to be, if I'm going to be the face of this show, they better know that they can control me because no one could understand why they put me in a 5-star hotel. They flew me out. They sat down with me. They were like, so how's it going? Are you happy? I mean, you've been to Africa, you've been to Borneo. What can we do for you? Right? Because that's how it starts. And then, okay, well, we just want to, we know you're not on social media and we're so glad about that because I didn't have time. I was rappelling into bat caves and swimming with sharks. I didn't even know what MySpace was at the time. So the point is, I know what it feels like because you're like, something ain't right. But, and they met with him and now.
Did you know at the time or were you innocent?
No, I had no idea.
Okay.
All because of everything that's happened now. But my belly barometer knew. It's just like Candace says, you don't know, no, but I knew. I didn't knew. I didn't knew. I didn't know, but I knew. Okay. Something wasn't right. And I think when they had that one more conversation with me 6 months into it, the questions I look back now and they asked were me saying, no, if you asked me to do that, I wouldn't do it. Let's just say that. And so they're like, all right. And the show lasted a year and it didn't continue. And I think back on that, you want to say intervention. They wanted to have a group session. I mean, they even flew me back it was in South Africa. We had like 4 more days to go. And it was like, well, this is really weird. Oh, they must really like, stupid 36-year-old. They must really like me. They like me. They really like me. And no, they got to make sure you're going to be in check because if more money goes into this and there's making like the misadventure movie, they got to be able to know that you can be controlled. And I said a few things that made them know that my morals and who I am will never be compromised. Not that I know of. And so I look back on that now with everything that's happened since, and I go, oh my God, that's what was happening. But it was a kid's show. Come on. I wasn't like who cares about the Emmys and Emmy nominated? It's all bullshit. It's all all that stuff is paid for anyway. Like all those Emmy stuff, like even if I would have won, I just care about you giving more attention to animals. That's the only reason I wanted to win was so that more kids would watch animal shows. But it doesn't mean anything. It's a statue for God's sake. We're not supposed to worship statues and it's all paid for. So the point is that meeting that Candace talks about Charlie having, yeah, I had like the kindergarten version of that. But he had way more investors involved. And we're talking, this is why he's messaging. And Candace has the text. Why the hell wouldn't his wife be Candace right now? If we have a conversation, if anything happened to you in the next week, I'd be your Candace. You know what I mean? Like we should write cards. I'd be your Candace. Like, why in the world with the one person that supposedly had babies, even though we've never seen her pregnant, not on one Instagram post, but we did see the pregnancy thing. It said she was pregnant. You saw that, but you never saw her pregnant. You don't ever see the kid's face. Oh, Rachel, they're trying to make him. But I didn't even know who Charlie Kirk was. And I know what the Obama's kids look like. You don't think that that's a little more dangerous for me to know what that, you know what I mean? Like, who do you think you are when I didn't know who you were and you're hiding your kids' faces from? That's weird because think of any celebrity or any politician ever. And you got to be careful that I don't do this because if I don't know what Candace.
Yeah, all of a sudden you were Masonic.
And she was like, Candace does this. Like she's got beautiful nails, and so she'll talk like this. And I think a couple times she went like this, and it's like, oh boy, here we go. You be really careful of what you do, and what there better not be checkerboards behind you. It's just like, honestly, I feel like she's saying what she can say, but you're not outing the number one person that everyone's looking at right now, and that's his wife. And I can't say if those are real tears. I can tell you I can't cry on demand. I never could. That's why I was a comedian and not a serious actress. But there's a tear stick you can buy online where, because I had an audition where I had to cry. And so I bought a tear stick and you just rub it under your eyes. You can look at it on Amazon. And it's menthol and it takes a couple seconds and you will start to, or you put it on a napkin and then if you dab it here and dab it here, the menthol will start to.
Well, like an onion.
Exactly. And I'm not saying that's what she's doing. It's just a cheater way to cry because everyone's like, those aren't fake tears. Now, Mel, there might be a 2% reality where this woman really did lose her husband. Okay. And for that reason, it's very hard for me to think, oh God, but what's happened since then and how quickly his body was disposed of and how quickly the crime scene was erased. And the fact that Charlie Kirk's father works for he paves over things. He paves over things. He works for pavement. And then her mother works for Intel. So why we never see her. And her dad works for the freaking
Raytheon.
Iron Dome. The Iron Dome, Raytheon. Yep. And Candace was mentioning Raytheon. And I wanted to do that. I didn't have time to do that video, and I still want to. But Candace is mentioning, why do they all work for Raytheon? Why does it all go back to Raytheon? I'm like, Candace, are you saying this because you know, Candace? Because the ones that research know that Erica's father works for Raytheon and helps with the Iron Dome in the nation we're not supposed to talk about.
So that gives some credence to the fact that this was an arranged marriage. It's almost like, look, just by asking questions doesn't mean that I'm anti anything. I'm just anti wrong, period.
Right.
But it's like look at every single child of a president in the past few elections. They're either they're married to somebody related to that country.
It's the ancient, it's royalty. That's not a conspiracy. Royalty. They want to keep the bloodline going. I mean, they marry each other's cousins, for Pete's sake, just to keep that bloodline going. But it's hard for me to think that you would give birth to two kids. And, when I watched her, of course, I don't know if it was Instagram or if it just came on my feed on purpose, even though I never knew who he was before. There are all these moments where they're in the airport and he's got a scruff and she's like, what's your wise words today? It's like she takes her phone, like, tell us what your wise words are today. And he's very funny and smart. And I do feel like there's an authenticity that it wasn't a performance. It was like many different scenarios where she's just recording him saying, okay, Charlie, what's the words of wisdom for today? And there's about 20 different scenarios where they're traveling and then I feel like, wow, that feels like a real, was she really paid to play him that much? Even when you're pretending to play a role, you start to have feelings for someone. I mean, I know that.
Yeah. Yep.
I mean,
but at the same,
how many marriages happen from, two people starring in the same movie together. So if it is a movie, how can she not? And then you think, Mel, on another level.
As Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie.
Yes. And a million, Elizabeth Taylor and her 18 husbands.
That's right.
Every movie she was on. But the point is, are we being played? Meaning, on a deeper level, was it a hologram machine? Why haven't we ever seen that? And why did Mikey McConnell walk away? His CEO, right after Charlie got shot. Why didn't we see any blood? Why wasn't there ambulances there? Like, did Charlie walk into something he didn't know, or there's a part of that goes, maybe Charlie, if he is still alive, he's probably like, Candace, shut up. Candace, shut up. You know what I mean? Like, he's like, no, Candace, I don't want you to do this because it's looking really sus. And it's like, but if that was the case, because I went down that rabbit hole, if that was the case that it's that he really is alive, no, it's made Israel look too bad. And there's too many. He could have thought he was going to be killed. So, guys, this is what we need to do. And then you need to take me away. And then Erica knows. But there's too much agenda moving forward with Turning Point. Because if he faked his own death, I feel like if that was the trajectory we're going down, I feel like then Erica would be like, Turning Point's over. Charlie's gone. And I needed like a year to heal. So I'm going to be out of the spotlight. And and then during that year, she would be doing what Candace is doing right now.
Well, but the thing is that they're using Turning Point as the platform to brainwash the youth. Because I think, in my opinion, Trump won this last election because of Charlie Kirk and the fact that he went out there and just told the truth to a lot of the youngsters.
Yeah.
But one thing I don't get, this whole funeral in that stadium, They were securing that place since May of this year. That doesn't happen so quickly. And
No, they geofenced
the
it.
fireworks.
That was my TikTok. Do you realize? Because if you look again, follow the money. How did I find out my show wasn't going to be canceled? Because I followed the money. You follow the money and you go FARA, FARE, foreign agency has to register FAR with what they're going to apply or give money to. So they registered Israel. And this is a fact, so we can say this. Israel registered with FARA and gave it $4.9 million to geofence the area where the memorial was. And that's a fact. So just knowing that on its own, and that's just me following the money. Like you can look that up on the internet. You just look up FARA, why? Why are they geofencing the area where
What do you think? They were registering every person who was there?
Well, when you geofence something, you have their data.
Yeah.
You can follow them, you can track them, and then you can keep promoting what it is that you're promoting. Now, I believe that in the history of any assassination, at least in my lifetime and your lifetime, there's never been a judge that's gag ordered 3,000 people.
Right.
So I did a video about that yesterday because I was asking my chat GPT, act as a lawyer and tell me, has it ever been done? And how could he legally do that? How do you know it was 3,000 people when it was a public event? They didn't sell any tickets. How do you know who's there? How do you know who to gag order, Mel?
Cell phones.
Cell phones. But how do you know who is there? You had to have them tagged. You had to have them geofenced. That area had to be geofenced in order for them. But that alone would not allow, maybe in Utah, because every state is, different, but you're not allowed to bring that into the court of law to gag order anybody. In fact, if you and I were in a lawsuit and, there's something going on and there's class action lawsuit, maybe there's 20 of us, 30 of us. It would take weeks and months to have people deliver because
Served.
legally you have to be served a gag order, like Candace was for this, Justin Baldoni thing. You have to be, and of course she said, no, I'm not signing that. You have to be served. How many months would it take to serve 3,000 people? And how did they know they were at the event when there was no ticket sold and no trackable information on them other than their cell phones? And therefore, you must have geo-tracked them, which is illegal because it breaks the Fourth Amendment. No one asks these questions. That, to me, would be something I would think Candace would talk about. I think if Candace is so against Israel, Candace, why don't you talk about the geofencing that you can look up on FARA, which she speaks about? So why don't you bring that up? That the whole place was geofenced, and that the stadium was reserved in May, although on the internet it'll say no. And about the Google pings, the address where the gun was left was on the Google. Like you can look up Google search. Like right now, if you looked up Rachel Reenstra just to see, I wonder who's looking up Rachel Reenstra. Maybe after this interview, there'll be a spike because no one's looking her up, but now there is. And you can see where that spike comes from. Oh, there's a guy in Tennessee that's obsessed with Veritas.com, and he looked up Rachel Reenstra. You don't see him, but you can see the area that the VPN is from when you get a Google spike in the Google search. It's called analytics. Everybody has it if you're on Google. And all of those were either from DC or they were from Israel. And that means looking up the doctors, the hospital. That wasn't the closest hospital. They looked up the autopsy woman. And by the way, even with Michael Jackson, even with any person that's famous or has been assassinated, we all knew who the coroner was. Why are you hiding that? We saw the autopsy report. And this is what bothered me when Erica had that interview that we haven't seen yet, but the clip where she says, I want cameras in the courtroom because cameras were all over me, judging everything I do. Cameras were all over my husband when he was murdered. I want them in there for transparency to see the evil. And I'm like, the evil of what? A kid that is the patsy? Or is she actually leading to, let's see the defense, and if the defense brings up all the stuff that Candace is bringing up, I don't know. But she said, and I quote, I know there's nothing to hide because I know what this is based on. That's exactly what she said. I know there's nothing to hide. There has been, everywhere you look in this assassination, everything has been hidden.
But look at the psychology.
Everything.
When she said, I forgive you. I forgive you.
It's
too
a beautiful
quickly.
thing. It's too quickly. And also she was like, I want everyone to see the evil. And I'm like, is this coming from Erica that forgave the shooter so quickly? What evil are you talking about? Because you forgave him.
Right.
So I don't know what evil you're talking about. You forgave him.
Then the other guy who stepped on Charlie's chair to remove the rear camera.
Which Candace says was someone she knew from Turning Point, and that she was able to look at the footage, but then she's kind of turning against him. But then the dude does a selfie video as they're taking Charlie's body to the SUV. See what I mean? Like all of this. And then I think I shared it on my live stream last night, but then there was a kid in a red shirt and the person's going, okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. Okay. He's recording going, okay, 1, 2, 3 and rolling. I couldn't believe it. I just saw Charlie Kirk. Like he did a whole like scene. Like it was rehearsal for an audition in LA. And
what about the guy who was asking the question before Charlie was allegedly shot? I saw a video of moments before rehearsing. Just
going like crazy.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right. So there's all of those things. But then you go, oh, Rachel, why are you so obsessed with this? It's a distraction. From what?
From what?
This is the biggest reveal ever. And we are now alive in the JFK scenario, right? But with cell phones and with like mommy sleuths or whatever on the internet looking things up like we all do, because there's a deep connection with all of us of being so freaking tired of being lied to, from everything from 9/11 to the measles to you name it. We have been lied to, and everyone knows it now. And so now maybe it's kind of like the boyfriend that cheats on you. And so if he tells you he's just getting food, you forgave him, but he's just getting food down the road. You're like, I don't believe you. You know what I mean? It's like, that's how America is right now. We're lied to about the freaking pandemic. We're lied to about all this stuff. So we're the girl that's a little paranoid. You keep cheating on me, but now you're not. Now you're telling me the truth? No,
Gaslighting.
I'm going to track your car. I'm going to know every girl in your life because you've already fooled me once, fooled me twice. Like Bush says, it couldn't say that, but it's the on the day of Charlie Kirk's assassination, always look at what's going on that they don't talk about. On that day, Mel, Nepal was taken over by Gen Z.
Right.
Gen Z actually realized that the right and the left didn't exist. Like they're afraid to let our country know about, because everyone's like, libtards, are you right? You left. And meanwhile, the dude stealing the jewels at the Louvre.
Right.
Well, we're fighting about right and left. And good for him, by the way. But the thing is, on that day, Nepal was taken over. And now they literally through Discord and through because they took down all their social media so no one could connect. I don't know that America would have the balls to do that, to be honest.
After COVID, if you told me that after COVID, I'd say, hey, yes, we would. Or Australia. Look at the way Australia behaved during COVID. You've been there.
That was their rehearsal. COVID was a rehearsal for, again, what I said in my interview. Before the vaccine even came out, I said there's going to be a vaccine. There's going to be contact tracing, digital ID. Digital ID is the thing that is what everything is building up to. Smart cities, digital ID, and digital ID is basically just a tracking system, but they're warming you up with the Fitbit so they can get your,
Right.
And the
your
thing
steps.
is, the steps. Now, they know how many people will comply. And when you and I won't, I don't know what's going to happen to us. We're going to have to form our own society, because if I can't do this interview with you in 2030 because they won't let me on the internet because I refuse to not only get the digital ID is going to turn into a quantum dot tattoo. And you mark my word, and I hope that this does stay up, it will be a quantum dot tattoo. And it'll start with, you have diabetes. Get this.
Oh, hold on right there. That's a good cliffhanger, because we have to take a break. But let me just say this. One last thing about the Charlie Kirk incident was the fact that 3,000 people there, not a single ambulance, not a single paramedic, law enforcement. Where were they? And when that guy was taking the camera down, somebody would have said, don't touch you're just messing with the evidence here. You're tampering. So we have to take a one-only break. When we come back, we're going to get deeper into the rabbit hole. Rachel, how can people learn more about your work, your tours, and the rest of it?
Well, I have my master's in spiritual psychology, and everyone's like, what do you do with that? And I say, well, I use it every day in what I do. Divine Detours is a tour company in Sedona. So if you come to Sedona, I take you to Vortex Vineyard. I do city tours, but it's more, you will never be the same. And, after that tour than before you took it. So I get to apply everything that I learned by spending time in real time with people in Sedona. So divinedetours.com. And if you ever want to book a coaching session, I also do life coaching, and that's just Rachel at loveyourwildlife.com.
Well, USA Today said that your tours are best of the best.
They do.
And part two, I want you to tell us something you've never said before because you were afraid to say it, or maybe the platform was not the right one, but here you can.
This is going to be therapy for me because, you and I talked before this interview and I was like, where is this going to be? And is it going to be widespread? But if I feel safe with you, what I'm about to tell you guys is actually nothing I've ever said out loud. So, yeah, it's good though.
So this is going to be a premiere. So folks, don't go anywhere. This is Mel. You're here with Rachel Rienstra.
And I can't believe you're making me do this, but I'm going to do it.
Well, good. You're safe.
All right.
One more hour to come with Rachel Rienstra. This is Mel, and you are listening to Veritas. Don't go anywhere. Here's a track from Truth Frequency. You won't hear anywhere else. If you like what you hear, you can get the full track at veritas7.com on the page for today's guest.
She left the lights of LA for the silence of a redstone day. Amanda closed the curtain, but the real show found its place. Caught between the noise and meaning, she tuned in where truth was streaming. Singles over noise in the canyon of joy. She heard the hum beneath the spin, a steady human voice. Through the static and the blur, she found her inner poise in the echo of the rig. Singles over noise. Singles over noise. Divine detours took the lead, from vortex dreams to grounded need. Truth wrapped in a glass of red, spiritual sink in every thread. Digital gates, algorithm fades. Yet a story bends but never breaks. Signals over noise, where clarity deployed. In a world that scrolls too fast, she amplifies the choice between the viral and the vital, between fear and poise. She stands for what survives. Signals over noise. Signals over noise.
Thank you for listening to the first part of this important Veritas episode. To hear the rest and access all of our exclusive content, head over to the Veritas Plus member section or click the subscribe button at veritas7.com. While you're there, don't forget to visit the Veritas store, featuring a range of great products, including Focus Life Force Energy. Experience the benefits with a 15-day free trial of FLFE, no credit card required. Want to get in touch? Be a guest on the program, suggest someone, or share feedback? Just click the contact button at veritas7.com.
Super, oh my God, so inspirational. What a gift. What a gift it was for me to be on a show. Wait, I'm trying to get the volume okay. Um, just what a gift. How freaking cool. Veritas7.com. Yeah, I got to watch it for the first time with you guys. I think we recorded it it was about 2 weeks ago. Veritas7.com if you want to just subscribe. The guys, he is like beyond amazing. And whatever he he kind of taught me what also I'm going to sign up for something he calls a 369 thing on his website. But cuz I'm obsessed with Tesla, but he was saying um that he went through a lot too. I mean, I think we've all been through a lot as far as speaking the truth. And so for me, it was like a therapy session. But I also know that when I get to share my journey, I'm hoping that, yeah, right. Great interview. Oh my God. And that was the first part. The second part is even better because he's like, okay, so the first part we're going to put on YouTube, but the second part is for subscribers, which is brilliant. And I need to follow that paradigm because I have a lot of people not on YouTube, and Facebook is a joke. And everyone actually laughs at Facebook when they find out you're on Facebook because it is a joke. It's a joke. Um, but TikTok actually does pay, and YouTube used to, but they give us all our channels back, but didn't really give us our viewership back. So I think that they had to give our channels back based off of the amount of lawsuits that they were dealing with. We'll just say that. So anyway, thanks for listening to that. I want to promote him as much as possible because anyone that I don't know, he learned how to turn it into a podcast that uh, you will never worry about them taking down because I think that we've gotten, I guess we're lazy. We got so used to depending on TikTok or Instagram or Meta or X. X won't even let me back on there. And I think that's probably a blessing in disguise after what I've been learning about the, let's just, let's just say it's a blessing in disguise. I went on X for like an hour the other day, right? So I just like created my own new profile because they won't let me back into my other one. I don't know what they're afraid of. But it's just a bunch of people fighting, like really fighting. And I enjoy listening to other people's opinion. But when it turns into debate with no one listening, but you just trying to, I don't know, just it felt gross to me. It felt like I enjoy conversation with somebody if we can understand, like seek to understand, and we can still disagree. That's what, oh my God, I mean, think about it. That is what philosophers did for years, right? They would have like some whiskey and they would have their cigar and they would disagree, but they would learn from each other. And I feel like now it's not even learning. But what I think the blessing of the Epstein Sanaga, wow, saga and scenarios. I just made up a new word, Sanaga. So the Epstein Sanaga, I gotta write that down. Epstein Sanaga. What I feel like that is I tell you the beauty about it. It's bringing together the left and the right. And I think that once human beings realize that there's more to the story and that actually the day Charlie Kirk was assassinated, not that that was a distraction, but Nepal, um, Gen Z found out that the left and the right were working together. Not like we didn't know this, although most people in America don't, because they're still so, are you a right winger? You're a libtard. You know what's funny about that is that they love you guys giving each other those names. They love it because then you're not really going to ask questions of why they're all in on it together. If if and when, and we get little leaks about the Epstein leak, it's not about the Epstein list at all, because this stuff has been going on as far as like the pedos and whatnot since Roman times. I hope that what it does make us awake and aware to is that there is no left and there is no right. There, there's a club, like George Carlin said, and you're not in it. Stop it with the left and the right. It's embarrassing now. Like, literally, if you're still about right or left, I'm embarrassed for you. It's really shocking to me. And I just go, oh my God, if there's people who still go, oh, you're a Republican, you're a Democrat. Are you serious? Gen Z is going to be the hope of the future because they took down their Nepal government in 2 days. Because once they realized that their two-party system was working together, yeah, they took down they took down the government, not like January 6th, we're going to storm the Capitol. No. They got on Discord. They got on certain servers that the government didn't know about because people who own the government are old fucking grandma, grandpa that don't really understand. These kids have way more ability to connect. So if they try to do a shutdown of the electricity or the grid, it doesn't matter. We already know now. It's too late. They're scrambling. It's embarrassing. I want a t-shirt that says we deserve a better psyop. We deserve a better psyop. Nepal took down their government in 2 days. Gen Z. Do you know what they had to do? They had to helicopter from their government building. They had to helilift. I mean, it's beautiful. I wish I could show it to you. But you guys in America, see, that's why you're like, I'm not going to get on TikTok. Really? TikTok's owned by Israel now. Will you get on TikTok now? Will you get on it now that it's not owned by China? Because China gave us way more free speech than Israel does. But Larry Ellison, Israel owns 90% of all the media. They own CBS. Okay. You can look this up. Oh, you're anti Semitic. No, fuck it. I'm anti everything. How about that? I'm anti vax, anti Semitic, anti climate change, anti thought bubble, those fucking thought bubbles. I'm anti that. Yeah, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what you call me. It doesn't affect anything. You can't shame and blame me. I never took the vax and I lost my entire career and most of my friends and family. So anything you call me doesn't work. Israel owns 90% of the media. They took over TikTok. They took over YouTube. They took over. I don't even know how Tucker Carlson and Candace Owens is able, and Ian Carroll are able to even speak. And Joe Rogan. No one watches mainstream media anymore. It's a dying thing. But they're so fucking desperate. They're so desperate for their propaganda. They had to kill Charlie Kirk. And when I say they, I mean Israel. That is what I mean. And I promise you it is. And I've no fucking, you can't take anything away from me anymore. So it's fucking Israel, 100%. Because when someone gets assassinated, who benefits? Who benefits from them? Who benefits? There's so many lies. This is the first assassination. There was no autopsy. There was the crime scene was paved over in 3 days. The gun. If you guys still believe, I believe it's the kid that, okay, always the lone shooter. Can they give us a new psyop, please? You're going to still believe in the lone shooter. When the gun, they say, from his grandfather that he killed Charlie Kirk with, every hunter got online and said, if it was whatever, a 360, I don't even know what it was, but it would have blown his head off. That, like, forget everything else. Forget the cameras. They took away the cameras from the hospital. Forget that there was no ambulance on site. Forget that there was no paramedics. Forget that they literally put him in an SUV and drove him to a hospital really far away, not the closest one. Forget that the judge subpoenaed 3,000 people at the event. Forget all that. Forget all that. The gun doesn't make sense. Once you know what he said he shot with, and then he took apart the rifle and put it back together. Guys, wake the fuck up. You had 9/11 to wake you up. But before that, you had the JFK assassination to wake your ass up. You're not going to wake up now. You're never going to fucking trust your government. You're never going to wake up if you don't. If you do not wake up now, I mean, people like us, we're over you, and we're not even trying to wake you up anymore. And anything you call us, we don't give a fuck. We don't give a fuck because we don't need to be in a group. We don't need to belong in your whatever cult or, oh, you're anti. Fuck you. How about this? I will die 100% in my integrity because I know I drowned in a river in 2017 and I know what it's like on the other side. Okay. And it's not about fitting into a club and it's not about compromising anything you do or say. And I've been wrong. I mean, I kind of hoped Trump was the, not the savior, but I knew that Biden couldn't finish a sentence. It was between a guy who couldn't finish a fucking sentence or someone I didn't really like. And so I didn't vote because I don't want to be a part of any of it. I don't want blood on my hands. There's no fucking way I'm going to pay taxes either because your taxes are going towards genocide in Gaza that is live streamed on TikTok and we can all see it. And the fact that none of us are doing anything about it is sick to me. It absolutely shows that our society, at least in America, deserves to be annihilated because guess what? There's still the entire government is bought out. The entire government is bought out because all you have to do is follow the money. You follow the money and you look at APEC. APEC is the only foreign lobbyist that's allowed in our Congress or government. It's not right. It is not right. And people can be bought. I know I was in Hollywood. I saw it happen every day. But it's not just Hollywood. People are bought all the time anyway. And I'm not going to have blood on my hands by paying taxes. And I'm not going to have blood on my hands by voting for people that are involved in a genocide. And it's a fucking genocide. Okay? Call it for what it is. It's a fucking genocide. And I'll say fuck because that's how if there was a word that was even worse than fuck, I would use it. Because if you saw 2023 Gaza and you see the Gaza Strip now, and then you hear Trump and the Congress applauding and him saying, yeah, Bibi, you gave us the best weapons. I don't even know what the weapons were. He's proud of it. Do you know how Hunger Games fucking sick that is? And most of us don't do a fucking thing. And that's why I'm still here. Well, I mean, I'd be happy to leave tomorrow. If God calls me home, I will go. Not suicidal, but I obviously am here. But I've lost everything. And that's when you lose everything, you got nothing else to lose. So you can say what you want and you can be as real as you just have nothing stopping you from saying anything that you want, not to hurt people, not to harm people, but to turn your pain to purpose and to wake people up. And that's what they're afraid of because they're losing their grip. They're losing their grip. And I'm good with that. I'm good with that. Yeah. Let's lighten up, shall we? Because I just got to get off my banner. I got to get off my little, I need to play this right now for my own self because right now the digital ID is, they're trying to push that real hard. And if you guys really want to be controlled and you want your ability of freedom and your little smart cities and all that shit, you give to the digital ID, which now they're bringing forth in like little iPhone. They're going, oh, your little Apple iPhone. It'll be so much more convenient if you just put your And don't get the real ID. You want to know how you have the real ID? Look at your license. If there's a little star on it, you've already compromised, but you can still exchange that. They'll tell you that you won't be able to travel without it. It's step by step by step by step by step. The first thing is the real ID. You want to know what the real ID is really called? The compliance ID. How can Rachel, who are they? How can they get away with this? Because they're not really allowed to get away with harming anyone unless you comply. They need your compliance. That real ID is called the compliance ID. Look it up. Anyway, these are to my British friends. Let's sing along, shall we? We are 99%. There'll be blue skies when the chemtrails are all gone. There'll be blue skies when the chemtrails are all gone. There'll be blue skies when the chemtrails and their evil contrails. Blue skies when the chemtrails are all gone. You can stick your coronavirus up your arm. You can stick your coronavirus up your arm. You can stick your coronavirus. You know the people want us. Stick your coronavirus up your arm. Singing we are 99%. Singing we are the 90. Together are 90. We are 99%. You can stick your poison vaccines up your arm. You can stick your poison vaccines up your arm. You can stick your poison vaccines. Stick your poison vaccines. Stick your poison vaccines up your arm. Singing we are 99%. Singing we are 99%. Singing we are 90. Together we are mighty. We are 99%. Oh, I'd rather be a human than a slave. Oh, I'd rather be a human than a slave. Oh, I'd rather be a human. Don't you know that you can rather be a human than a slave? We are 99%. Singing we are 99%. Singing we are 90. Together we are mighty. We are 99%. Order up your arms. You can stick your new world order up your arms. You can stick your new world order. Let's stick your new world order. Stick your new world order up your arms. Yes. Oh my God, makes me so happy. I love it. I love it. Love it. Love it. I love it. Okay, so we are going to cut to now. We're gonna have a little bit of fun. Let's see. Let's go to bum. Oh my God, there's so much stuff about the Charlie Kirk thing, but I wanna break the matrix right now. So I want to show you guys something that'll make you laugh, no matter what. Like I don't care. I don't care who you are. You're gonna laugh at this. Here we go. Let me get rid of this and then this. So you ever worry about maybe possibly having someone steal your Amazon package? Well, apparently there's a big problem right now with people like walking up to your door when an Amazon package is delivered and they steal it. This made me so happy because this this is for all the thieves who think they can get away with stealing your Amazon package or whatever package shows up at your door. This made me so happy. Um, yeah, I guess this is the only time I do support that Ring camera. Here we go. Enjoy this. This is so good. Oh, it just, I don't know why it makes me feel good, but it does. I'm going to remove my, oh, wait, I want to make it bigger. That's what he said. No, 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 not that one, not that one, not that one. Well, I guess it's going to be small, I guess, right? It's going to have to be small. That's what he said. Okay. Mute my. Oh my god. So brilliant, right? So brilliant. I mean, he deserved it. They deserved it. They deserved it. I just, I don't know how they do that though. I don't know how many times that you had to have a package that, I don't know. I don't know who was behind that, but that's so brilliant. All right. Um, yeah, I know, right? Like they get in their car and they're like, okay, I got it. And then I don't know what the blue stuff is either. It's just great. Anyway, um, this is just to summarize, right? The oh my god, my aunt would probably be having a heart attack because she loves Erica Kirk and that whole geofencing memorial with the fireworks when Erica was. Well, it wasn't even like where's Erica's family? Where is the cousins? Where's the mom, the dad? Well, we know her dad works for Raytheon, which is you know worked on the Iron Dome for Israel. Nothing to see there. Anyway, and of course, Erica had a orphanage. Not she didn't, but she was in. Yeah, I mean, you know what? I'm not going to tell you this. I'm just going to have a comedian because the comedians, I believe, will save the world. Really, like the comedians are the ones to bring the truth, make you laugh, and bring truth. Here we go. This is good.
Arizona pageant. Her parents are both from military intelligence family. Her dad did Raytheon arms deals with Israel.
Oh God, I hate when I'm trying to share it and I can't. Okay, here we go. Now I don't know how to rewind it. Ugh. Remember, Be Kind Rewind? Yeah. Well. Okay, so this guy's name is Sammy Obeid. He's funny. He's funny as F.
Probably unrelated. And Erica Kirk was part of running an orphanage in Romania where children went missing. Enough children for Romania to permanently ban the orphanage and permanently ban Erica Kirk. Do you know how up you gotta be to get banned in Romania? Andrew Tate is the mayor there. You really gotta push some boundaries. Mind you, this is when EPSEIN was still active, so I'll let you connect the dots. By the way, I'm not suicidal. For the record, I am quite happy, okay? You heard it here. But the weirdest thing about Erica Kirk, she met Charlie Kirk, not on Christian Mingle. She went in to interview at his company, Turning Point USA. He said that he fell in love right away. Now, 4 years later, he's dead. And she has now inherited Turning Point USA. She's doing podcasts on it, too. Like, I'm so excited. Like, to my future wife, please wait 2 months after I die before before doing a podcast. 3 months if it's my own. Come on. When you look at how fast she moved on, and then you look at how it started and how it ended, how it started was not romance. How it started was her going in for a job, and how it ended was her getting a promotion. So I'm just saying. It was probably Tyler. Erica Kirk knew Trump before she knew Charlie. She actually won Trump's Miss Arizona pageant. Her parents are both from a military intelligence family. Her dad did Raytheon arms deals with Israel, probably unrelated. And Erica Kirk was part of running an orphanage in Romania where children went missing. Enough children for Romania to permanently ban the orphanage and permanently ban Erica Kirk. Do you know how up you gotta be to get banned in Romania? Andrew Tate is the mayor there. You really gotta push some boundaries. Mind you, this is when EPSEIN was still active, so I'll let you connect the dots. By the way, I'm not suicidal. For the record, I am quite happy, okay? You heard it here. But the weirdest thing about Erica Kirk, she met Charlie Kirk not on Christian Mingle. She went in to interview at his company, Turning Point USA. He said that he fell in love right away. Now, 4 years later, he's dead. And she has now inherited Turning Point USA. She's doing podcasts on it too. Like, I'm so excited. Like, to my future wife, please wait 2 months after I die before doing a podcast. 3 months if it's my own. Come on. When you look at how fast she moved on, and then you look at how it started and how it ended, how it started was not romance. How it started was her going in for a job, and how it ended was her getting a promotion. So I'm just saying. It was probably Tyler.
Absolutely. I think absolutely fabulous. Absolutely fabulous. Cash Patel. Oh my God. I was live earlier tonight on my TikTok, and yeah, I have this soundboard which is super fun, and so I was making up songs to the Epstein list. Just people were like just telling me a song, and then I would play it, and then I would make up the yeah. So Cash Patel was you're once, twice, 3 times on the list, and I love you. Oh my God, I've been having so much fun with this. All right. I would like to share a little biblical humor with you guys. All right. This is genius. Absolutely genius. And with no further ado, this is Moses. Okay, set up the scene. So Moses is coming to Pharaoh, and Moses is like, hey, did you get my message about let my people go? And this guy is so brilliant. And what pissed me off is I'm looking at the comments, and some of the comments are like, if you would just read the Bible and appreciate the real story. And I'm like, dude, if you can't have biblical humor, I don't think Jesus is going to let you in the gates. I really don't. Because I think Jesus had a huge sense of humor. Had to. I mean, God did. Because God created like an echidna. That's an animal that has 5 penises. Like if God created an animal that has 5 penises, you can't unsee it. ECHIDNA, echidna. Look it up. I won't share it with you because it's I wouldn't do that to you. That's what should get you banned, showing that. Okay, here we go. Biblical humor. All right. The scenario is Moses. And by the way, he plays all parts. So Moses is coming to Pharaoh, asking him about letting his people go. Here we go. Oh God. Thank God for people like this.
And I?
Well, you keep moving and I can't see in this.
Knock knock. Who's there? Moses. It's not a joke. Did I interrupt makeup time? No. Anubis was just checking my eyes for,
Lupus.
lupus. What do you want, Moses?
Well, I'm here about your chariot's extended warranty.
Do I need that? What? I'm here to see if you thought about my request. What request? Y'all can build pyramids, but you can't make seat cushions. Remember? I was wondering if you could let my people go. Like to the bathroom? Yes, I have been called to lead 600,000 people to take a dump. No, to our promised land.
Well, I promise you're going nowhere.
Listen, God spoke to me directly.
You didn't see him.
Yeah, well, not exactly. It was a burning bush. But it was God speaking through it. And he told me he's going to send 10 plagues if you don't let them go.
If we let half your people go, will he just send 5?
Would you...
Go, make me a seat cushion, clown.
He's an idiot.
Also, my firstborn son.
Oh, boy. Do you like him? How attached to him are you?
Yeah.
Well, you'll just hate the first 9 plagues then.
What do you think of my new earrings?
Yeah, nice. Hey, spoiler alert. All of my people are gonna escape here alive anyway. So... Oh, and who told you that? A flaming palm tree? Okay.
Mo. Can I call you Mo?
No.
Mo, listen. I'm not an idiot, and I'm not gonna fall for your little sham.
Well, you may think otherwise when it's raining fire on your city.
Wait. Will that extended warranty cover fire?
Oh, gosh. Would you quit poking me in the eye? Well, you keep moving and I can't see in this.
Oh, I see you have a Keurig. Can I be your friend? Oh, I see you have a hairstyle. Can I be your friend? Oh, I see you have compost. Can I be your friend? Oh, I see you have a nickname. Can I be your friend? Oh, I see you have a girlfriend. Can I be your friend? Oh, I see you have a schedule. Can I be your friend?
Oh, I see you've had a rough day. Can I be your friend?
Good question. Very, 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 very good question. All right. We have 2 more things to share before we're going to end the live stream. I think it's been really smooth. It's been a good live stream tonight. We have had 10,000 people on TikTok. That's not a bad night. And a continual 23 people on YouTube and 1 person on Facebook. I think it's me. No, there's 4 people. Oh, low volume? Low volume. I don't know, because I just watched it back and it was not low volume. Is that better? It says it's high volume. Let me do this. Hello? Is this better? Is this better? Is this better? Hello, hello. Your mic is low. All right. Now now you need to actually, is it better? Because if you can't answer me now, then I have to go and look on my phone. And I don't really feel like doing that. Oh, it's not better. It's not better? Oh my goodness. Oh, you know what? I don't. My microphone is on. Okay, my microphone is on as high as it can go. Let me look here. With a little better. It's not. It's literally as high as it can go. Nope, that's accurate. Let me see this. Your voice is low volume relative to the media you're playing. Well, I mean, I can't help that. That's you know. If you were on TikTok, you'd probably have it perfect, but okay. So this is literally as high as the volume. Oh, maybe that's it. Is that better? This is pretty high. Thank you, William. Your voice is low volume relative to the media that I'm playing is like pre-recorded. So it's really, really, really high. Okay, is that better? Yes. A little better? Dude, this is like a $400 microphone. And this soundboard, I didn't even want to tell you how much that is. And so, you know what? Maybe turn your ear up. Your ear. All right. I'm going to cut to one more thing. And then I'm going to show you. We are going to cover a little bit about something I feel very passionate about, which I think you guys all know when you see it. But, yeah. Let me just play this a second in case you guys aren't awake yet.
Out of your quiver, you're not ruling anything out.
Good morning. Sunday morning. We have a responsibility. We take an oath to protect and defend the Constitution of the United States. Good morning. Sunday morning. We have a responsibility. We take.
Okay. I was just checking. It sounds absolutely perfect on two of the things I'm watching back. So, you know what? This goes back to what I believe we're all living in a completely different reality. None of us are experiencing the same reality that other people are experiencing. That's just fact. Right? Your voice is sounding very NPR tonight. That's because this is the another walking right. Yeah, I know. Okay. Anyway, I just played it back. It sounds good to me. So maybe get a better sound system because I don't know what else to tell you. It's the best sound system that I've ever had on any live stream. And I played it back just now on my own thing. So I don't know what to tell you. We're living in two different simulations, obviously. So you have definitely seen, I know you guys have seen or heard of like, the Kardashians. Okay. So let's pretend the Kardashians were experiencing, the time change. And what is the time change called when you lose an hour or you gain an hour? Oh, it's way better now. All right. So what's a time change called? When you lose an hour or you gain an hour? Anybody in the comments? Oh, wait a second. Oh, God. Just asking a question and getting someone to fucking engage on this world we live in is so. All right. In the comments, what's it called when the time changes? It happens every year.
Good morning. Sunday morning.
You can see I love Nancy Pelosi. Oh my God. I saw a video of there's this woman that speaks up for Palestine and she always like follows the congressman and she was asking Nancy Pelosi about the No More Bombs bill. There's a bill being passed in Congress called No More Bombs. Basically just let's stop funding war is basically what it's about. And Nancy Pelosi was like, what? I mean, can we just stop having people over 70 in the government? Maybe 70. Well, Rick Mayfield's 72. So I would go up to 74 and then stop. Retire. What are you doing? It's like, what are you doing? What are you doing anything for anyone when you're past like 72? Stop making decisions. Stop doing things that affect other people. You're going down. Now you're on the downward spiral. You know what I mean? You're not going to have a 3-year-old run the government. You shouldn't have an 80-year-old run the government. It's horrible. None of them. They all need to be fired. It's like Cocoon 2, The Return. Swear to God. All right, daylight savings time. Finally, you got it. Which is just stupid that we even have that. So I have to share. I thought we were going to get rid of that a while ago. Because that was back when the farmers needed to, I don't know, has a whole reason that we just, we don't need to do it anymore. That's what I'm saying. But this guy absolutely makes me laugh so hard. And he does a lot of videos pretending he's the Kardashians. And whenever he's drinking something, he'll have something in the glass, like whether it's a corkscrew or just random stuff in his glass. And it's just the best. It's the best funny take of Kim Kardashian. So this is the Kardashians talking about daylight savings. Here we go. Oh, again. Thank God for humor in this world. We need it. We need more of this immediately, please.
Dark so early now.
So dark.
It's like totally ruined my life.
It's daylight savings.
What? What is that? Is it like a sale? Like a liquidation sale or something? What does that mean?
That's good.
It's not a sale. It's like a government thing.
What are they saving the daylight for then?
I don't know.
Let's totally do some research. Where do they put the extra daylight? Nothing came up. Oh my god, do you think it's a conspiracy theory or something? What's it called?
Look at my face. I'm in shock.
The government has way too much power over us. Someone's gotta do something. It's not gonna be me though. I gotta go, I have a thing. Later, little daylight super saver. Right? Okay, see you. Gets dark so early now.
So dark.
It's like totally ruined my life.
It's daylight savings.
What? What is that? Is it like a sale? Like a liquidation sale or something? What does that mean?
That's good.
It's not a sale. It's like a government thing.
What are they saving the daylight for then?
I don't know.
Let's totally do some research. Where do they put the extra daylight? Nothing came up. Oh my god, do you think it's a conspiracy theory or something? What's it called?
Look at my face. I'm in shock.
The government has way too much power over us. Someone's gotta do something. It's not gonna be me though. I gotta go, I have a thing. Later, little daylight super saver.
I absolutely love them. All right. In Arizona, we don't change time for anyone, apparently. We just don't. We just don't. We are on one time, and we're just like, you just got to go with it. You got to. Have you guys seen the Aurora Borealis? All I know is that Sedona had more things sprayed in the sky than I've ever seen in my life. And then that night, all over the world, we were seeing some amazing. But you could only see it with your phone, which is I thought was really weird. You could only see it with your phone. And it was really pretty. It was like pink, but when there's an oil spill, that's also really pretty. An oil spill is also really pretty, but I just kind of feel like it was a little bit of an oil spill because there was no reason to see it, and it was seen all over the world. And then they always try to come back and explain what it was. Oh my God. All right, I'm gonna all right, I'm sorry, I haven't been looking at the chat. Guys, I know. You're right. They are puppets. I know. I've been saying that my whole life. All right. Here we go. I'm going to share one more thing with you. Here we go. And we're sharing this. This is interesting because this has to do with Adderall, which I used to be on. I no longer take it, but it is a very interesting take on Adderall. Here we go. I kind of like this guy. I mean, I like what he has to say. And go.
Guacamole, bro. I didn't even realize this. This is 32 million prescriptions of Adderall in 2023, and you know it's not gotten better. This is literally double the antidepressants. This is insane, bro. This is literally Nazi Germany shit. The short man was on this stuff, bro. The first word of Adderall, the scientific name is methamphetamine. And this is coming from a dude who was on Adderall for years. This is not, I'm not shaming anyone who takes Adderall and stuff. I'm shaming the people who prescribe all of this to us because, dude, they want to say that we're neurodivergent. That's 25% of the population, essentially. We're neurodivergent, bro, and they gotta drug us to make us be able to fit into this world. Maybe their world is wrong. Maybe that's what's broken and not our brains. Like, dudes, it's imperative for all of us, especially us neurodivergent people, you know, the people who can recognize patterns and really don't like authority. Those are usually the people that are stuck on shit like this. You know, the kids who go to their teacher, I don't want to listen to this bullshit. I'm sick of listening to these McGraw-Hill, Ghislaine Maxwell's dad textbooks. I'm over it, you know? And then they go, you're a pain in the ass. You need to go get on methamphetamine. Bro, I would have said 2% of the population. 32 million scripts? These people are demonic, bro. They're literally taking away your vibration with this shit because we vibe too high and we catch on to their bullshit. So anyway, yeah, we need to get off all this stuff, boys.
Yep. And that's true. I do remember, and I have definitely had, I think it was like first 2 years. No, actually it was about 4 years. 4 years I got a subscription to Adderall because I was diagnosed as, you know, oh, you have ADD. I think most of us in this reality have that because we are taught to not even don't pay attention to anything more than 2 seconds. It kind of changes your brain. And I don't think that what they say is in that drug is in that drug anymore. It was really, really hard to get off of it though, because it was like the first week I got off of Adderall, it was like I just wanted to sleep all day and all night, totally depressed. Like it makes you feel like you need this, and that's part of it. You guys, you can look this up on your own. Not don't know why you would, but you can look it up on your own just so you know I'm not lying. They gave methamphetamines, the same type of drug, to all the soldiers in war. Like all the soldiers were on that because it made them stay up all night, fight harder. But what it does is it taxes your adrenals. And then you don't know. Again, my dad wouldn't even give me antibiotics when I was sick as a kid because he said your body will get used to that. And then your body won't know how to make it on its own. And this is why my father was an anti-vaxxer at one point. Didn't believe in the flu shot. He got put on a list on the hospital. I have the video where he was telling our whole family about how he was put on a list on the hospital door as one of the doctors that would never recommend the flu shot. And I'm proud of him for that. He saw how the body works. He was one of the last general surgeons that operated on nothing specific, apparently. And he would always say that your body is perfect, and he would just sew people together, and God did the rest. So I'm not saying that there's nothing bad about any pharmaceuticals whatsoever, but they all came from herbals and plants. And if you look up the Rockefeller Foundation, you'll find out that, yeah, just look up that information. Yeah, they funded all the hospitals back after World War II that would be able to turn the herbal remedies, which now people call crazy, but the herbal remedies were actually what hospitals were, right? The naturopath, the stuff that God gave us from the earth. And he would fund only the ones that could be synthetic. Why is that? Because you can't patent nature. You can't make money from nature. I mean, you can, but you can't patent it. And you can only patent something that's synthetic. Therefore, if someone was motivated by making money, there you go. That's my little preaching about that, but you guys know all about that. It was fun for a while when I had Alexa tell us about the Rockefeller Foundation and how they changed the standardization of music frequency after World War II from 432 hertz to 440. And then Alexa shared a lot. Those videos were going viral. But now Alexa knows nothing. She can barely tell me what time it is because now it's all about Chat GPT. I get it. Alexa was the sort of the, like, in stand-up comedy, Alexa would be the one that opened for. That's what it is. All right. So I don't know if I don't think I'm gonna go into the Charlie Kirk thing because it's already 12:30. So I'm pretty gonna end this. But oh man, if you go to my TikTok, Rachel.Reenstra.verified, I got some good Charlie Kirk stuff. Like for real. One is at over 500,000. Over 500,000. And I'm not bragging about the numbers. The only reason I say that is because I'm so fucking shadow banned on every platform that the fact that I'm on TikTok with over 500,000 views for something, it means I slipped through the matrix somehow. I don't know how, but I did. And they do pay. Not very much, but as to be paid for, it's like $1 a thousand. So yeah, I got me $500 from a video. That's exciting to me that I would get paid for something I love. Isn't that crazy? Imagine that concept. All right, let me share this with you. This is just Erica. I'm just like Erica in the Oval Office. I don't get it, so I had to find out why. Here we go. This one did pretty well, but good info. Doing in the Oval Office? Well, I'm going to tell you in under 2 minutes. Are you ready? So we've all known she's gone from this national interview to, right away going to his podcast, taking over the company as a CEO, accepting awards in a green sparkly dress that I've never even heard of. And now she's with Trump in the Oval Office, blessing the new U.S. ambassador to India. Okay, so the guy she's blessing, his name is Sergio Gore. He's not a diplomat. He's a Trump insider. He's like the longtime friend of Charlie Kirk. And they basically built the same conservative media network together. But here is where it matters, you guys. India isn't just some random country, okay? It is right now one of the biggest players in BRICS. That's that national alliance with China, Brazil, South Africa, that's basically trying to rival the US dollar and reshape the world economy. So whoever America sends there has serious influence on how power shifts globally. So now we got a Trump loyalist landing that position. Charlie Kirk's widow showing up right beside him saying, Charlie's going to be with you every step of the way in spirit. To me, it feels like this is choreography. It's planned. I mean, she's not at home still grieving. She's doing interviews, accepting awards. And now she's giving a blessing to this dude that will be representing America in India. This is not conspiracy. This is choreograph. Okay? This is planned positioning. Wake up. Actually, I had to look up that information. I didn't know that, but I had to look up who the guy was and why she's there. And it just is, it's sus. And yet it's not, because if we really studied or learn about real history, and guys, this has been going on for so long, and we've been lied to. I think we're really over being lied to. It's pretty traumatic, the amount of people that are waking up and going through that whole like PTSD. Like most of us woke up after 9/11. There was like a bunch of us that did. And then the next sort of wave of people waking up was after 9/11. And then it was, it was a bunch of things. But the COVID was sort of the next 9/11 to those that didn't wake up during 9/11. Now it's like the APEC wake up. The APEC up. The APEC up. It's absolutely insane. It's insane. It's really weird that I didn't know this stuff before. So I'm going to share with you guys the one video on my TikTok that has over 500,000 views. And again, this is just doing a little research on this Charlie and Erica Kirk thing. I didn't know who the guy was. And I've had people go, I'm gonna unfollow you because you didn't know who he was. I'm like, dude, I have a full-time business. Like, I'm trying to make a living. I'm trying to survive right now. I can't really be following every influencer or political guy, but the fact that I didn't even know who he was. And I remember my friend texted me kind of like, I hope you're not working right now. I'm like, well, yeah, I'm working. She's like, Charlie Kirk was assassinated. I'm like, is that your brother? Like, I don't. And the thing is like her and we talked about a lot of stuff. So it wasn't like I wouldn't consider her someone that would tell me, something that happened to like a football player, because I'm not gonna know. I don't watch sports. I don't like them. I'm not against them, but I didn't know who Charlie Kirk was. I almost wish I could stay on that timeline, because the fact that now I do, not only do I know who he is, what has transpired since this scenario, and the questions, the unanswered questions, and the fact that people so easily, like, if anyone can tell me, you can email me, I don't care, later. How after everything that you've been through, if you're above like 30 years old, how are you ever able to believe anything that the government says when they've lied to you so many times? They lied about the vaccine. They lied about the 9/11. They've lied about, oh my God, so many things. Even Johnson & Johnson baby lotion, baby powder. Like, there's so many people dying from that shit that they just allowed us to use. And you just blindly trust them. You blindly trust them over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. And then you call the people that question the ones that lied to them conspiracy theorists, which was a word that they gave to anyone that questioned the JFK assassination, which we know they lied about that too. Because why do you think that they wanted to? Just like, take this, for example. Why would Pfizer want to hide anything for 55 years? Like, they wanted to put the files away about what was in it, because they'll never tell you. Why? And then you think about any assassination, they want to put that information away till you're all dead. Like, literally, we don't live that long. And they want to just and you're willing to trust, and the Epstein files, that's another example of what they have lied to you about. And yet you're like, oh, I'm gonna put whatever injection into my body. Trust the science. Trust it. Trust it? Are you fucking kidding me? Trust it? When they've lied to you about everything else, and now you find out that they lied to you about that as well? They've lied to you about that as well. And if you vaccinate your dog, I will come for you. I will come for you. You do not vaccinate your dog. Okay? It used to be, because I worked for a veterinarian TV show for 5 years. Okay? They used to vaccinate dogs and cats, well, mostly dogs, once every 10 to 15 years. But the pharmaceutical companies weren't making enough. So if you vaccinate your dog every 7 years, now it's like every year, and the same amount that they give your dog, right, of that rabies, whatever is in that vaccine, they'll give your Chihuahua the exact same amount that they'll give your Pit Bull or your Great Dane. And your dog will die very young. Okay? I know. The animals that live the longest don't have fucking vaccines. So stop it with that. That's what they experimented on first. I'll come for you if you fucking vaccinate your dog or your cat. I will find you and I will come for you. How about that? I do not mess with animals with me. I am so upset that people end up giving shots to their dogs because I can't go anywhere with it. Well, where do you think it started from? Yeah, you can't go anywhere if you get on a plane if you're not vaccinated either. It did turn into that, didn't it? Couldn't get into a restaurant, in fact. You had to, your vaccine passport. Don't vaccinate your fucking dogs or your cats. Stop it. And don't feed them Purina. And don't feed them the fucking food. Unless you want them to die. If you don't give a fuck about your animals, do that. Feed them dry food, mass dry food that's got cardboard and toxins, and they don't give a fuck what they... Do not feed your dog or your cat if you want them to live. Do not feed them anything that you get at the grocery store. I'm sorry. I'm saying it. I'm saying it. I will die on that motherfucking hill. I will die on that hill. Stop vaccinating your fucking dogs, please. God, I'm so tired of seeing it. My friend vaccinated her dog, and the leg was like I took a fucking video of it and I posted it. The leg of the dog was just like ruined. They don't need it. Okay? They don't need it. And the fact that people, because the vet told me to. The vets get paid, you guys. The vets, the doctors, they get paid to tell you to vaccinate your animal. Do not fucking vaccinate your dog or your cat, or let them die early. It's up to you. Speaking about vaccines, I'm just going to share this little tiny snippet about the polio. Just tiny bit. It's not about the dog thing, because I will die on that hill. I will die on that hill. Here we go. Here we go. And play.
Has, right? Because everybody says, you don't want polio coming back.
Right.
But here's the reality of polio. Right from the CDC website, 99% of people who get polio never have any symptoms.
I know, that's crazy.
The typical symptom, you had Humphreys on, so you know some of that. The typical symptom is having a cold for a week, having sniffles. Number of deaths in the world, planet Earth, 8 billion people. Number of deaths last year from polio, you want to guess?
30. Zero.
Zero. Number of polio cases of the real terrible outcome, which is paralysis, which is the only bad outcome, 500 on the planet Earth. Half of whom recovered. You can recover from it on top of everything else. So you have 99% won't have any symptoms. Of the 1%, 1% of them will have poliomyelitis, which is the paralysis. And of the 500 I just told you about, 564 in 2022, 97% of them were vaccine-induced poliomyelitis, meaning they were the strain from the vaccine.
Yeah, that's an inconvenient truth.
That's an inconvenient truth, right from the CDC website.
Yeah, when you tell people that, they go, wait a minute, what are you saying?
I want to say it is another one of these sacred cows, right? Because everybody says, you don't want polio coming back.
Right.
But here's the reality of polio. Right from the CDC website, 99% of people who get polio never have any symptoms.
I know, that's crazy.
The typical symptom, you had Humphreys on, so you know some of that. The typical symptom is having a cold for a week, having sniffles. Number of deaths in the world, planet Earth, 8 billion people. Number of deaths last year from polio, you want to guess?
30. Zero.
Zero. Number of polio cases of the real terrible outcome, which is paralysis, which is the only bad outcome, 500 on the planet Earth. Half of whom recovered. You can recover from it on top of everything else. So you have 99% won't have any symptoms. Of the 1%, 1% of them will have poliomyelitis, which is the paralysis. And of the 500 I just told you about, 564 in 2022, 97% of them were vaccine-induced poliomyelitis, meaning they were the strain from the vaccine.
Yeah, that's an inconvenient truth.
That's an inconvenient truth, right from the CDC website.
Yeah, when you tell people that, they go, wait a minute, what are you saying?
I want to...
My favorite thing is, you're spreading misinformation. My dog lived to be 18 years and he was vaccinated. Really? I'm spreading misinformation. Did you have a TV show working with veterinarians for 5 years of your life? Did you spend your entire career working with veterinarians and animals? Your dog was fucking lucky. And by the way, they don't have the same amount of what they put in vaccines now as they did then. So good for you. Glad your dog lived to be that long. I can tell you about 20 examples per week for the episodes I did on the TV show I was on, where the animals died early. They had cancer all over. And it's also what you feed them. What you feed them is so important. And they do not need to be vaccinated every fucking year. It's not true. That is misinformation. If you ever say that, that's information. There you go. I'm going to die on that hill, people. I'm going to die on that hill. I'm telling you. Unless you want your dogs to die, your cats to die. If you don't love them, do whatever you want. Do whatever you want. But for me, no, one of my friends two of my friends never vaccinated their dogs. Oh, but the rabies. Unless you have a fucking wild dog and you live on a ranch in the middle of a place where they could be bit by wild things, rabies, just like that guy said with the polio, whoever had polio in 8 billion people, 0 people. And not because they had the polio vaccine. No. It's a scam. Stop it. The amount of vaccine, rabies vaccine that they say your dog needs now every year. First of all, it was once every 10 years. That's probably why your dog lived, because if it's one time, maybe your dog will live longer. But the amount of vaccine that they give a large dog and a tiny dog is the exact same amount. And it has murdered and caused more cancer. How do dogs get cancer? Are you fucking kidding me? How do dogs get cancer? From what you feed them. The purina is Satan. Anything that is kibble that you buy at the store, you might as well be feeding them, just feed them toxins. So what do? You feed them organic. You feed them what you can read. If you can't understand what's in the food, like you can't pronounce it, you don't put it in your animal, you don't put it in your body. It's very easy. Oh, remember, stop it. Oh my God, that was my favorite. Remember, maybe I should end the live stream. I'm going to end the live stream with that. Yeah, right. You watched Mike Rowe interview him. Interesting. Yeah, he's be great if more people watched it. And so is tetanus. So is fucking tetanus. That's also very rare. It's just they want to inject you with whatever they fucking can, as many times as they can. All right. So where did Charlie and Erica Kirk live? This is something strange nobody's. And I know I shouldn't be going down this rabbit hole, but I did. And it got me more than 500,000 views because I ask questions. And there's nothing wrong with that. In fact, more people need to ask questions. I support you asking questions and being curious. Here we go. Talking about Charlie and Erica Kirk lived in one of the most luxurious gated communities in all of Arizona. It's called Silverleaf. It's like in North Scottsdale. It's about an hour and a half away. I live in Sedona, and it's like a 6-bedroom, 6-bathroom, nearly 7,000 square feet. Okay, live villa, outdoors, pools. They lived there for years, but then in January 2025, they sold it. The sale recorded, according to the deed, for about $5.4 million, but there was no press release, no announcement, no explanation why, nothing. It's just February through October, there isn't a single verifiable record of where they were living. There's no new property purchase, no lease, not even like a public filing suggesting where they might have gone. Okay. Yet they were still appearing publicly together, like at social events, social media events, no trace of actual residence, almost like they vanished from the public grid while still standing right in front of it. Now, maybe it was for privacy. All right, that's fine. Or maybe something else going on entirely. But here's the fact. From January 2025 on until he was assassinated, there's no documented address. There's no record that they were even living together. And why would the two of the most public people in Arizona suddenly become invisible on paper? That's not speculation, you guys. Those are the records. I looked them up. If you can find something different, let me know. That makes it a little sus. Maybe their relationship wasn't doing that great. Maybe they went from living in a mansion that everyone knew about to no traceable record from January 2025 until September. Why do I have to be the only one looking this shit up? This is something strange nobody's talking about. Charlie and Erica Kirk lived in one of the most luxurious gated communities in all of Arizona. It's called Silverleaf. It's like in North Scottsdale. It's about an hour and a half away. I live in Sedona, and it's like a 6-bedroom, 6-bathroom, nearly 7,000 square feet. Okay, live villa, outdoors, pools. They lived there for years, but then in January 2025, they sold it. The sale recorded, according to the deed, for about $5.4 million, but there was no press release, no announcement, no explanation why, nothing. It's just February through October, there isn't a single verifiable record of where they were living. There's no new property purchase, no lease, not even like a public filing suggesting where they might have gone. Okay. Yet they were still appearing publicly together, like at social events, social media events, no trace of actual residence, almost like they vanished from the public grid while still standing right in front of it. Now, maybe it was for privacy. All right, that's fine. Or maybe something else going on entirely. But here's the fact. From January 2025 on until he was assassinated, there's no documented address. There's no record that they were even living together. And why would the two of the most public people in Arizona suddenly become invisible on paper? That's not speculation, you guys. Those are the records. I looked them up. If you can find something different, let me know. That makes it a little sus. Maybe their relationship wasn't doing that great. Maybe they went from living in a mansion that everyone knew about to no traceable record from January 2025 until September. So interesting. And Candace Owens is my spirit animal, and I will end with two more things. One is she has to be very careful about what she says about Erica Kirk, right? Because it's a sensitive subject. But she did ask a question, like, what has Erica Kirk lied about? And I just found a couple things. That's all. Don't be like, oh, you giving widow. Stop it with the Republican, the Democrat, and the conservative bullshit. Just stop it. Seriously, stop. I'm just asking questions because when I notice lies, I point them out. And I think that maybe when someone else can't point them out, I can point them out. Here we go.
Erica told that I'm supposed to be focused on, okay?
I'll just share two of them that make me sus. And I know there are more, but
what lie has Erica told?
So the question is,
what lie has Erica
Kirk told? And I just pointed out a couple.
Told that I'm supposed to be focused on, okay?
I'll just share two of them that make me sus. And I know there are more, but let's just share these two.
I want to thank the first responders. First responders who struggled heroically. To save Charles's life.
If there were no first responders present that anybody saw initially after Charlie Kirk died, but yet Erica Kirk thanked the first responders, would that statement be truth or would it be a lie?
Yes, if none were present, that statement would be a lie.
Okay, then therefore, how can anyone say that what she said was not a lie when we have no proof that there were any first responders on the scene, unless they look like his friends from Turning Point throwing him into an SUV with no blood present?
That there's no blood. There's no blood from the back.
And I want to thank the Turning Point USA board, the amazing Mikey McCoy.
Wait. The amazing Mikey McCoy? Jimmy Dore, let's have you handle this one for those who don't know.
Charlie Kirk, his body hasn't even hit the ground yet. He hasn't even fallen off the chair. And his chief of staff,
the amazing Mikey McCoy,
puts the phone to his ear, turns around and starts walking away calmly and slowly like a zombie.
There it is. Another angle. You can see Charlie below being carried into the SUV, and Mikey,
the amazing Mikey McCoy,
is in the distance. Looks to be still just on the phone, casually strolling away.
The amazing Mikey McCoy.
Amazing.
The amazing Mikey McCoy.
Amazing can be subjective. So maybe that's not a lie, because it's amazing that he was able to do that being human and seeing his best friend get shot and walk away. Didn't even have time to dial, just walked away slowly, casually in the opposite direction. That's pretty amazing. So let's throw this one in. How about this? You can't tell me this isn't a lie.
There's nothing to hide. I know there's not, because I've seen what the case is built on.
What lie has Erica told that I'm supposed to be focused on?
There's nothing to hide.
What lie has Erica told that I'm supposed to be focused on, okay?
I'll just share two of them that make me sus. And I know there are more, but let's just share these two.
I want to thank the first responders. First responders who struggled heroically.
Heroically.
To save Charles's life.
If there were no first responders present that anybody saw initially after Charlie Kirk died, but yet Erica Kirk thanked the first responders, would that statement be truth or would it be a lie?
Yes, if none were present, that statement would be a lie.
Okay.
Erica's going to be a widow for a few years before the Lord, takes her home.
What are they going to threaten me with?
Erica's going to be a widow for a few years before the Lord, takes her home.
You're going to be taken out in a couple of years, and I don't mean for dinner.
What are they going to threaten me with? Going to heaven sooner to be with my husband?
Pretty much, yes.
Here I am, come find me.
Your faceless children will be fatherless. They'll be fatherless and faceless. What about that?
Your children aren't going to be fatherless because I'll be a father to the fatherless.
They will be fatherless, right? Because your husband's gone. And nobody will be able to replace your husband.
No one will ever replace my husband.
So they'll be fatherless. Unless you could think about somebody that will replace your husband, but
I do see some similarities of my husband in JD.
Whoa, JD. You're not talking about Jimmy Dore. No.
No.
So what?
No.
So what?
No.
Who cares?
JD like JD Vance.
And Vice President JD Vance. I do.
Really? You do?
I do.
That could be the future presidential, vice presidential ticket. And then you think that you guys could run together? Like you do? You do?
I do.
Who cares?
Oh, now it makes sense.
And that's why I'm so blessed to be able to introduce him tonight. He's an amazing man.
It's between me and you using the word amazing too much.
The amazing Mikey McCoy.
Use a different word. But for now, we'll stick with amazing. But it's so weird and creepy.
What happened? But if the Lord gave him an option, this is what your death is going to be the catalyst for, to return back to earth.
Horrible negotiation.
And if the Lord said, this is what your death is going to be the catalyst for.
From your death,
is going to be the catalyst for.
100 people are going to come to Christ.
So you're saying that Charlie would potentially give up his life so 100 people would turn to Christ. Charlie, any input?
I find this very hard to believe.
Erica's going to be a widow for a few years before the Lord, takes her home.
What are they going to threaten me with?
Erica's going to be a widow for a few years before the Lord, takes her home.
You're going to be taken out in a couple of years, and I don't mean for dinner.
What are they going to threaten me with? Going to heaven sooner to be with my husband?
Pretty much, yes.
Here I am, come find me.
Your faceless children will be fatherless. They'll be fatherless.
They're going to try to ethnically cleanse Gaza.
They can do simulations of what would happen if Sedona for 5 years. Long enough to know what the skies look like. And the past 2 days, I have never seen them spray this much, like crisscross patterns in the sky. They weren't like that an hour before. I was so proud, like no chemtrails here, but we're talking everywhere. Arizona, Georgia, California, they've all been chemtrailed and they're all talking about it. Everyone's asking, like, why in the world do these patterns show up before this red sky everyone saw last night? Now, maybe it's coincidence, maybe not, but listen, red auras only show up when the atmosphere hits, like, within a massive amount of energy. Like the whatever the fuck, it's a solar flare, whatever it is, it's not just north. This was centered over major populations, major zone, and the algorithm instantly started suppressing videos when they were showing it. They're like, oh, look at the sky, it's red. Everybody started showing the sky last night. It was perfect timing. Suddenly, everyone gets sprayed in the sky for 2 days, and then all of a sudden, in a place where I live, where the sky has never been chemtrailed, now there's aurora lights. Something just feels off. If something feels off for you, trust it, right? Because most of the people across the U.S. saw the same sky last night at the same moment. Nothing to see here. Or is there? Just let me know what you saw last night. And have you noticed a lot of spraying in the sky? Because you know how sometimes when there's an oil spill and the light shines on it, there's a lot of different colors? Sedona for 5 years. All right, I'm going to end on this. I was told by my chat GPT that in order for me to get monetization again on YouTube, which is not as fun as going live on TikTok, because TikTok, there's thousands of people and we all engage and we laugh, and TikTok is what YouTube used to be. But yeah, I'm completing my hours, I guess. But glad you guys have all showed up. And remember when I said stop it? Like stop thinking it's left or right. Stop it. Stop trying to divide and prove you're right about things, because ultimately when we come together and we realize that both the left and the right were on the Epstein list, I mean, this is the best thing that's probably ever happened in the history of the world, because it's not about the Epstein list. It's about realizing that both sides are working together, and they're laughing that we're going, libtards, oh, you Republican, you right wing. It's not about the left, and I'm sorry, it's gonna crash your paradigm, because you're gonna want to cling to what you totally believed that defined who you were, and that was taking a side, because we were taught as kids, take a side. It's our school against their school. Sports, it's us. We got to win. It's a game. We got to win. And that is a deeply programmed belief system, where when you look at a tree, there's one tree here, there's another tree, and they're connected by mycelium. That's a root system. And if one tree needs more water, the other tree that's connected to that tree will preserve that water, because they don't know they're separate. And we're the only creatures on this fucking planet. And believe me, I've been around the planet. I mean, I haven't been to every country, but I had a TV series where I went to about 18 countries in many states in America and just looked at the animals, and they know we're the only creatures that are programmed to believe that we're separate. And that's how they can control you. But animals, even ants, they will die for each other, because they truly don't know the difference between them and the other. So what they do for themselves, they do for you. And that's kind of biblical, but nature just knows. So the more we look at that, the more we'll know, and stop it with this synthetic bullshit and the pharmaceutical bullshit, those drugs, the Adderall, the antidepressants, all that shit. Stop it. And stop it with fighting, disagreeing. Stop it. It's the time that we either will continue with that paradigm of separation and it will destroy us, or we're going to come together. So in the words of Bob Newhart, this is probably, hopefully, and I don't really care. I'm not making money on YouTube right now, so I can share this stuff. And if I get a copyright strike, it'll be worth every moment. So this is my therapy session. I will end this with stop it. The best skit I think I've ever seen Bob Newhart do. God bless him. Such an ascended master. Here we go.
Come in. I'm just washing my hands.
I'm Catherine Bigman. Janet Carlisle referred me.
Oh, yes. You're being buried alive in a box.
Yes, that's me. Should I lay down?
Oh, no. We don't do that anymore. Just have a seat. And let me tell you a bit about our billing. I charge $5 for the first 5 minutes. And then absolutely nothing after that. How does that sound?
That sounds great. Too good to be true, as a matter of fact.
Well, I can almost guarantee you that our session won't last the full 5 minutes. Now, we don't do any insurance billing, so you would either have to pay in cash or by check.
Wow, okay.
And I don't make change.
All right.
And go.
Go.
Well,
What?
tell me about the problem that you wish to address.
Oh, okay. Well, I have this fear of being buried alive in a box. I start thinking about being buried alive and I begin to panic.
Has anyone ever tried to bury you alive in a box?
No, but truly thinking about it does make my life horrible. I mean, I can't go through tunnels or be in an elevator or in a house, anything boxy.
So what you're saying is you're claustrophobic.
Yes, that's it.
All right, well, let's go, Catherine. I'm going to say 2 words to you right now. I want you to listen to them very, very carefully. Then I want you to take them out of the office with you and incorporate them into your life.
Well, shall I write them down?
Well, if it makes you comfortable, it's just 2 words. We find most people can remember them.
Okay.
You ready?
Yes.
Okay, here they are.
Stop it! I'm sorry?
Stop it!
Stop it?
Yes, S-T-O-P, new word, I-T.
So, what are you saying?
You know, it's funny. I say 2 simple words, and I cannot tell you the amount of people who say exactly the same thing you're saying. I mean, this is not Yiddish, Catherine. This is English. Stop it.
So, I should just stop it.
There you go. I mean, you don't want to go through life being scared of being buried alive in a box, do you? I mean, that sounds frightening.
It is.
Then stop it.
I can't. I mean, it's been with me since childhood.
No, we don't go there. Just stop it.
So I should just stop being afraid of being buried alive in a box.
You got it. Good go. Well, it's only been 3 minutes, so that will be $3.
Actually, I only have a 5, so
Well, I don't make change.
then I guess I'll take the full 5 minutes.
Fine. All right. Well, what other problems would you like to address?
I'm bulimic. I stick my fingers down my throat.
Stop it! What are you, nut of some kind? Don't do that.
But I'm compelled to. My mom used to call me fatty.
No, we don't go there.
But I've been having this dream.
No, we don't go there either.
But my horoscope did say...
We definitely don't go there. Just stop it. What else?
Well, I have self-destructive relationships with men.
Stop it! You want to be with a man, don't you?
Yes.
Well, then stop it. Don't be such a big baby.
I wash my hands a lot.
That's all right.
It is?
I wash my hands all the time. There's a lot of germs out there. Yeah, don't worry about that one.
I'm afraid to drive.
Well, stop it! How are you going to get around? Get in the car and drive, you kook.
Stop it! You stop it! You stop it!
What's the problem, Kathy?
I don't like this. I don't like this therapy at all. You're just telling me to stop it.
And you don't like that?
No, I don't.
So you think we're moving too fast? Is that it?
Yes. Yes, I do.
All right, then let me give you 10 words that I think will clear everything up for you. You want to get a pad and a pencil for this one?
Right.
Are you ready? Mm-hmm. All right, here are the 10 words.
Stop it or I'll bury you alive in a box!
Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Oh my God. I remember during lockdown, we played that, I think almost every night. Laughed our ass off. All right, guys, it is 1:11. Perfect time to end the live stream. And you know how I end every single time. Remember, go with your gut. Always be curious, because curiosity did not kill the cat. Curiosity, if it did kill the cat, the other part of that is satisfaction brought it back, and that's the part that they leave out. So,
all right, guys.
If you're thinking of getting the flu shot,
Hell no. Come on. To the no, no, no. Hell to the no. Hell to the no. To the no.
Is it Red Hoodie Night? I saw that in the comments. Sorry about that.
no. I mean, that's
but
totally
also,
up
I
to
know
you.
Candace is going.
Like,
I know
if
Ian's
you really, really want to get the shot, get the shot. I personally, I don't know. I listened to my pastor, and he said,
Hell no. Come on. To the no.
but I also listened to the Muppets, and when I'm like, should I inject myself with things that aren't proven to be safe and effective?
Nope. 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 No. No. Nope. 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 No. Nope. 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 Nope.
nope. Nope. No, 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 nope, 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 nope,
All right. But do as you wish. And spirit leads. Remember this. I hope you enjoy the song. Have a good night, bisexuals. Until we meet again.
Spirit lead me where my trust is without borders. Let me walk upon the waters wherever you would call me. Take me deeper than my feet could ever wander, and my faith will be made stronger in the presence of my Savior.
Out upon the waters, the great unknown, where feet may fail. And there I find you in the mystery and oceans deep. My faith will stand.
Your grace abounds in deepest waters. Your sovereign hand will be my guide. When its middle of fear surrounds me, you never failed, and you won't start now.
Spirit lead me where my trust Take me deeper. Take me deeper. Take me deeper into you.
So if you want to know the thing that I was going to tell Mel, thanks for joining in on the first hour of the podcast that I was featured on, Veritas7.com. The thing I was going to tell Mel is I can't share it because he allows the first hour of his podcast to be aired for free. And then I think you can sign up, though, for, I don't know, there's Veritas7.com. And that is where the rest of my interview is aired, in case you guys are interested, because that was fun for me. It was an awesome interview. He's great. You guys are great. Thanks for being here. And never stop, no matter how you feel. That will pass. This too shall pass. And thank you guys. Have a good night.